to come through, and we're switching over the scene. And perfect. Hello, everyone, and thank you again for being here on this wonderful Saturday night. I'm surrounded with beautiful, amazing people, and this is the first episode of Phoenix by Night. If you don't know already, Phoenix by Night is a Vampire the Masquerade actual play series. It's a mini series focusing more on comedy rather than the sort of like edge lord, super sexualized sort of vampire, stuff that we normally see. So it should be really cool. So all these people that I'm with are talented and amazing, and it should be a lot of fun. First off, I want to give a huge shout out to our first ever sponsor, who is amazing and wonderful and has the bestest dice in all the world, Umbral Oculus, aka Terran's like dice company and everything. So it's super super cool. We will be doing a giveaway during the actual stream. Let me see if I can actually test that out really quickly. So if you guys in chat could please type in the word vamp, and then we're gonna see how if it works properly, and you'll be entered to win an actual die, not a whole dice set but a die for this one. That way you can go ahead and talk with uh oh my god, I just noticed someone's in chat and I was like, holy god. All right, anyways, so yeah, so it seems like it's working. That's good. So during the actual stream, probably like before the break, we'll go ahead and roll it to see what we actually, who's the actual winner. But they're beautiful dice. I have a couple, like a pair right here, and they're like super artisanal dice. I gotta do like the beauty makeup thing. Like, ooh, so it looks good. All right, perfect. So now that I know that that's working, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go around the room and introduce everyone. So first and foremost, let's start off with our main like actress of the show, Taryn Hackett, aka Valrook.
Hi everybody, my name is Taryn Hackett, also known as Valrook because it's a gamer thing. You can follow me on Instagram at Valrook, Valrouk, and of course, like Dee said, if you want to follow me as a dice maker, then you go to Instagram, and that's UO_dice, and that's Umbral Oculus Dice. That's kind of my moniker that I'm working under because it may not always just be dice that fall under the lens of Umbral Oculus, which is kind of a fun thing too. I am a streamer and all-around creative human, and you can catch me every Monday in Vault on the Initiative Order playing Miss Peggy Sue James in our beautiful, beautiful Modifius Fallout campaign. And today I'm playing Susie, who's just your average college dropout millennial nerd who falls into an unusual circumstance. And we'll
That
see how
is
we do.
that is accurate. Okay, so going over to Pond Plays.
Oh, hi, friends. I'm Pond Plays. My name's Carly, but I go by Pond Plays on everything, so you can just call me Pond. That's fine. I stream tabletop RPGs. Every Monday, you can find me at Fateful Encounters, where we play 5e. And then I do various guest streams like today, and I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah. And then Casual Campbell.
The name's Jay. What can I say? It's Casual Campbell. You can find me on all social media at casual_Campbell. I'm the one who aspires to inspire to the day I expire with no plans to retire. I do a lot of TTRPG streaming, variety games, and I am currently in the process of finishing my own written book that I'm getting so close to
Deep
having
breath.
a playtest content available for DMs to play themselves and experience my world to bring to your table. Deep breath is coming so close, so prepare for the exhalation of ultimate creation.
Nice. And then the beautiful bootylicious Logan.
You really made me follow Jordan. Thank you. I'm Logan Hanley. I go by DM_screening on Instagram and Twitch. I stream video games. I do D&D stuff. And yeah, I got a project that I'm working with a couple of individuals who are in here on that will be coming kind of soon, maybe end of summer, early fall. But yeah, I'm not here for that. So yeah.
Nice. And then my fellow Phoenician, the homie that I know in real life, Chesh Smiles.
Hey guys, yes, I am Chesh Miles. I go by Chesh. I am a cosplayer and content creator on TikTok and Instagram. You can find me at Chesh Miles. I'm just a big nerd. I haven't streamed a whole lot, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited.
It's all good. You've performed in front of 20,000 people before, so it's like totally, totally
Yeah,
fine.
that was a lot. That was a lot last
Right?
time.
It's like, hey, do you want to be part of a project? Boom. So it's like, yeah,
Oh,
this is
front page.
exactly, yeah. So it's all good. It's all good. My name is D'Angelo Murillo, and I will be your storyteller for this evening. I fight with all my heart and soul for inclusion and diversity in this tabletop RPG community and geek community, holding like different events, charity events, trying to get tabletop RPG performers paid for their work. So, for example, tonight there's actually a tip menu. If you scroll down, I didn't put a chat command, I apologize, but if you scroll down, there's actually a tip menu that you can help to influence the game. So you can increase or decrease the hunger levels for people. You can go ahead and give them extra dice. You can do a whole manner of things. At the end of the night, we will take the tips that are actually raised and split it 6 ways evenly. That way everyone gets paid for their hard work and performance. Even if it's a single dollar, that's still sometimes more than what we usually get, you know, on different sort of streams and everything like that. So it should be pretty cool. So going over Vampire the Masquerade, admittedly, we are all pretty much new to the system. I think Taryn is the most experienced out of all of us because she's actually played a session before. We have all racked our brains and like read the books, watched various videos. I'm in like season 2 of LA by Night right now, watching Seattle by Night and watching like all these different Vampire the Masquerade shows, which are super, super awesome. And yeah, so backseating is allowed. So if you have played Vampire the Masquerade in the past and you notice that we're doing something wrong, go ahead and put it in chat. That way we can all learn together, because we got 5 episodes of this baby. So we got to like get good at the rules at some point. So it should be a lot of fun still. We're going to lean heavily into role playing, and it should be a great night. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, make sure to follow everyone on their social medias and it'll be super, super cool. Yeah. So, all right. Starting off with this adventure in Phoenix by Nights. It is currently June 19th, 2021, and it is 115 degrees. You are currently going over to Susie McLeod. You are an assistant manager at Claire's. You are bitter, you are frustrated, you are exhausted about everything you've experienced thus far in your life. As you watch your coworker leave for the night and just say like, you know, bye Susie, see you tomorrow. Do you want to say anything back to her?
She just kind of like, does like the exhausted, like, which by the way, in real life, that's what I do. So it's just kind of like,
Perfect. As you
like wiping down the counter, like kind of pissed off because there's like glitter all over everything. And you can't get rid of it. There's like glitter in all of the cracks like on this countertop, and I hate it, and I'm like trying to get them and I give up.
Perfect. So you actually work at Claire's, like I said before, in Metro Center Mall, which is one of the largest malls in the state of Arizona. And its height in 1980, it was great. It was wonderful. It was revered by the community. Now it is a shade of its former self. Super, super like not doing too well, as a lot of stores are closed. But one of the stores that's doing quite well though is Hot Topic, the store you really, really want to work for. You have the look, you have everything, but for whatever reason they just will not hire you. Now, Chesh, in real life, you have worked for Claire's and Hot Topic. So if we get anything wrong here, you let us know. But,
I got you. I know all the rules.
Perfect. Yep. So yes. So you, Susie, are, like I said, exhausted. You're tired. You're going over the register, counting all the money, the cash, and everything like that. And yeah, you get kind of distracted because you're so exhausted and kind of get into a sort of exhausted sort of state. So I'm gonna have you actually go ahead and roll a wits plus finance.
Okay.
Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't played Vampire the Masquerade, because a lot of you in chat are going to be a part of this series, so you can pay attention. What she's going to do is she's going to look at her points that she has for wits and look at her points that she has for finance, and then she's going to roll that many 1d20 or d10s, and then she's going to roll them. Anything with a 6 or higher is a success in this game.
What is the difficulty?
We're going to say 2.
2. Okay. It's a failure.
It's a failure. Okay, that's fine. You are really, really exhausted.
One success.
Perfect. So you get to a point, you're doing the cash, you're counting it, you're doing the math in your head, and then suddenly you stop, you zone out, and then you come to, and you're like, you cannot remember with confidence what the actual total number was. And you know that your manager, Deborah, that bitch, is gonna be like all over you if you get this wrong. Now, tell me, Susie, do you think you would go ahead and take the extra time to recount everything, or just sort of guesstimate and just get out of here as fast as possible? Now, there will be repercussions to your actions, so
I
keep
would
that in
say,
mind.
knowing Susie, because like she's super paranoid. So like she's sitting there and she realizes it, and just like this internal just massing of expletives kind of just sets it all back down and just starts back over with the ones,
Okay.
and then starts moving back over, like puts all of the pennies back, just as like throwing them back into like the tray, but just continues and starts over, and is kind of like internally she's just kind of like, I really should have gotten that extra coffee earlier.
Perfect. And it's about like, we're gonna say 9:30 or so. It's a really like super late. It's a long shift and everything. And the mall is practically closed. Things are, closing out. The security malls, and janitors are all cleaning and everything. And meanwhile, a few miles away on the I-17, going about like 85 to 90 miles per hour, you guys are stuck in a Fiat 500 pop with Dr. Jean. Is it Bassins or Basins?
It's you can say Bassins. I just
Bassins?
really converted the word pool because my name is a pun, but Dr. B works really well.
Dr. B? Okay. So, Dr. B, you are in the driver's seat in this Fiat 500 with the four of you packed, crammed in here, driving for your unlife, as behind you in a black unmarked SUV are various members of the Second Inquisition that are driving full force trying to stop you guys with specially made vampire weapons to try to like take you down. So,
Oh boy.
what would you guys like to do while you're in this Fiat all crammed together, screaming at the top of your lungs?
Does anyone have anything that could slow them down?
And Rex will be like sitting in the seat, like on his phone, just kind of trying to use apps while this intense moment's happening, just kind of scrolling and like.
Apps.
Do you have
I was
any
gonna
points
say,
in
do we
technology?
have weapons?
I honestly don't.
Are you on Facebook right now? Is that what this?
You're trying. So
On
if you don't have any
Facebook.
points in technology, you don't know how to use technology. So you're kind of like just sort of. I think it's like your fingerprints literally don't work on it. So it's you're just kind of trying to tap
just
it or whatever.
I'm leaning over his shoulder, just going, you gotta push that button, and like showing him what to push, even though
Like
it's not
TikTok,
working.
that's a good app. You just use that.
And then like I'm gonna try to reach out the window and just chuck the phone at the car trying to chase us.
That
Go for it. So I'm gonna need two things then. Anyone else want to do anything before I like dish out the rolls?
I'm gonna roll my
Open
eyes
up.
really hard though.
I'm gonna
Okay.
open up my fanny pack and
Uh-huh.
pull out.
Your fanny pack is open.
And I'm gonna pull out one of my beers, and it's going to be, which one is it going to be? It's going to be a Liquid Afterlife, which is a nice Russian
Good choice.
double IPA, and I'm going to see my friend toss his phone out the window, so I'm going to lean out the other window and chuck the beer, which is full of blood, at the car as well.
Okay, perfect. So anything for you, Stormbringer?
I was going to ask, is there a sunroof in this vehicle?
In this Fiat, it's up. We'll say that you can. It's one of those like convertible tops. So if you want to put the top down, you can if you'd like to.
The
Okay,
moonroof.
'cause I have 2 points in firearms, so I'm tempted.
If you have at least 1 point of firearms, we'll say you have like a pistol or whatever weapon you think is your character would have.
Yeah, probably a pistol.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You got turned to the side for that kill shot. So
Yes,
okay.
yes, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so the top is down. We're gonna say that. So, what I'm gonna need from Reginald and Quinn is going to be a dexterity plus. We're gonna say melee. Or we're gonna go dexterity athletics. I think to try to throw the bottle
Fair.
and the actual phone. So Stormbringer, you're gonna do a dexterity plus firearms.
Okay.
And then Dr. B, you are going to do a drive plus dexterity as you're trying to swerve out of the ways of these bullets.
And what's the difficulty?
It'll be, we're gonna say it's gonna be 3 for you guys who are throwing stuff, because it's like
Oh, man.
high speeds,
5.
awkward,
So
If-
just
if
to
I
be
can't-
clear. Oh,
and then
sorry.
for Chesh is gonna be 2.
Okay. Do I need
5,
to
6,
roll with my blood dice? That's or
Mhm.
my hunger dice.
Hunger, yes, you guys roll
Yes.
vampires, you have to include your hunger die.
Okay,
Okay.
so you would be your points in those things together plus your hunger dice, and then you subtract the hunger dice.
If it's a 1, it cancels out.
Got
If
it.
it's a 1, it's really, really bad. Yeah. If
Okay,
it's
okay,
a
cool.
10, then it's also really bad.
Oh,
So
so
I
I
got-
roll hunger dice plus whatever my dexterity is.
1,
Okay.
Correct. Chat, if you guys know if we're doing anything wrong, just let us know.
3.
That'll be 5 successes, so I believe that's a success.
Yeah, so you take your phone. Actually, go ahead and narratively explain what happens.
So as I'm trying to use this phone and realizing it's just not working to get any help, I just take the aim since I'm very good at like throwing stuff, and I aim specifically for the driver window and I chuck it with a full momentum, trying to if not break the glass, but at least shock the drivers so that they start to try to spur out of the way.
It's definitely like one of those kung fu like films or movies where he just has like a needle and he charges up so much and then throws it and it's like into like wood. So that's what essentially what happens is that you throw it, you chuck it, the phone, this iPhone 12 essentially gets like stuck into the actual driver's side window as it kind of shatters around the area, and you see the car kind of swerve a little bit. So Dr. B, you only need 2 successes instead of 3 now in order to.
Awesome. I got 4, and then I failed on my hunger dice, but it was a 3,
Okay,
not
perfect.
a 1.
Okay, so you got yeah. Okay, so I think you're
So I
you're
got
fine.
4 successes. I got an 8, 2 9s, and a 7.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
so you completely succeed,
I'm
Stormbringer.
good.
Oh, okay, yes. So I got a 2 on my hunger dice. And then I also got a 4, a 6, and an 8.
A 4,
So
6, and
that's
8. Okay,
success,
so you got
right?
2 successes. Yeah.
Yes.
So you do succeed. So narratively explain how you actually shoot at, whether you want to aim to kill, aim for the tires, what have you.
I was going tires. Am I riding shotgun? I'm assuming I'm riding shotgun.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So she isn't gonna buckle her seatbelt because there's no point. So she's going to kind of stand up, kind of kneel. So the looking over the headrest,
Yeah.
And she's going to aim at those tires.
Perfect. So you guys hear the sounds of like as she lets loose a couple bullets, and you hear the sound of the tire explode as it begins to just like and things are getting. Oh, sorry, Siri. Things are getting in your sort of favor at this moment as you're able to like sort of evade the Second Inquisition, but they're closing in, and you see another van actually appear in the distance, gaining momentum and speed as you guys have 2 vans now filled with Second Inquisition that are all like geared out in equipment and everything. As you, Reginald?
Just confirming, are these like vampire hunter vampires or human
No,
vampire
just
hunters?
human vampire hunters. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. That
Trained
does make a
specifically.
difference. Okay.
So world building wise, expedition wise, you guys all realize that you're kind of in over your head. You were coming to Arizona simply for just a quick stop before you get to like California or Washington or wherever the anarchy movement sort of needs you guys. With you is Stormbringer, who is the 3rd highest in the actual revolution amongst revolutionaries who are fighting for their freedom, their independence, and to change things and how the vampire world works. Hated, sworn enemies from the Camarilla and a bunch of other factions and everything.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are wanted, blood hunted by vampires, hunted heavily by Second Inquisition, but you feel that the reason for your movement is so strong to the point where it's worth your lives or risking your lives. And you guys know that it's like imperative that you protect Stormbringer, because as long as she lives, the revolution sort of lives, and she can fight for another day. And you've all decided to help her for one reason or another. So these guys unfortunately caught on to you as someone like slipped up in some manner or some way, as there's a lot of security cameras around, there's a lot of people with cell phones, and the Second Inquisition is tapped into all of that stuff looking for any sort of vampiric activity. And sure enough, they hit the jackpot, and you guys are outmanned, overwhelmed, and fearing for your own life as you gotta pee a little.
Yeah.
Can vampires pee? I don't know if vampires can pee.
Probably.
But
I just want
know.
to say while we're driving. Oh, sorry, Susie.
No, I was just gonna say, actually, just on a side note, I think every fluid that comes out of a vampire is blood.
It's just
It's
blood.
blood? Yeah,
It's
there you go.
disconcerting, but it's there. While we're driving and while Stormbringer is turned around in the seat, I have like one hand like gripped into her shirt and then the other hand is on the wheel so I can like yank her down out of the way if I need to. It's like awkward mom vampire move where you're just like, no, no seatbelt. We'll drag you back if we need to.
Perfect.
I'm my
So
hero.
what happens is that you do see the van who got his tire blown out is like losing control of its vehicle and begins to actually accidentally crash into another like civilian sort of vehicle, and now you only have this one van that's fully, you know, kitted out, fine, unharmed, that's chasing after you. So we're going to transition back over to Susie as she's giving a huge exhale and sigh as she's leaving the mall, Metro Center Mall, walking to her car, as it's very, very hot on this Phoenix, Arizona night, a summer night, and you head over to your car. Your car's gonna have a brief life, but what kind of car do you have?
So like stepping out, like asphalt is still like radiating heat because it's like 100 bajillion.
Yes.
Even though it's dark outside. And 100% like she's walking up and it's a little Pontiac vibe, like, and one of the car doors is like gray from being primed because like she bought it off a junkyard to replace like a busted door that wasn't working anymore. So
Yeah.
like the car itself is like red, but there's just like this really ugly gray door that doesn't have a door handle, and that just so happens to be the driver's side. So she's like left, like, so she's going to the passenger side using the key and unlocking it because it's her little button's broken, so she's unlocking it from that side, crawling over the passenger seat into the driver's side, like half falling asleep. The
Yeah.
like the window doesn't roll down, the AC doesn't work, so she's rolling down the other windows that are all manual because she couldn't afford the nicer ones.
This is
And
triggering
it's
my
hot.
PTSD. It's like something
Right. This is not Taryn's actual college car. And
Right.
so like, and she kind of goes to turn on the radio, but it's not working either. Suddenly, she doesn't even say anything, just a big sigh, starts it, and is like trying to, like, wants to cool off because she can feel herself getting tired and like exhausted from the heat as she's
Perfect.
pulling away.
So you burn a couple 200 calories as you fight to get into your car in the driver's side, and you sure enough get there. You have to turn the ignition a few times to start your car, but finally it starts. As you definitely hear sounds of like clunking and clattering of auto issues you'll have to address at some point, but not right now because you have a lot on your mind as you pull out from the parking lot and drive off to get onto the I-17 and are making your way home currently. Now, as your hands are gripping this wheel, as you are looking down the road and seeing it's very barren, it's very like brief and all that kind of stuff. There's some cop cars that are kind of like zooming past. You hear sirens and sort of helicopters and everything, and you're like, whatever, Phoenix at night, and it's all good. So as you're looking down this road, and the only station that can get a signal is KYOT, like the jazz sort of station, and it's definitely playing smooth jazz right now as you're kind of thinking about your past and this past year in 2020 there. And now this is an alternate world, so in this alternate world there is no COVID. So last year you did go to Phoenix Comic-Con and you were with a group of people. You were with your best friend Evie, and you were having the time of your life. You were in your like cosplay that you made super, super well. What cosplay would you say it was based off of? What would it be? Sailor Moon or JoJo?
I'm thinking this first one was totally gonna be like an FMA Full Metal, like
Alchemist?
she was going all
Nice.
out. Yeah, like she was definitely gonna go all out. Like I'm kind of getting the vibe like she was gonna be Al, like
Yeah.
she was going that far.
Yeah, perfect. So you worked your booty off to actually get this cosplay done, and you did a great job. But as you were getting ready to get on stage, going to the actual masquerade, your friend Evie unfortunately betrayed your trust and was like, listen, we got some bigger cosplayer here. We got Chesh Miles to be a part of our group, so unfortunately we're gonna have to kick you out because she's like super, super popular. So you're out, and it broke your heart in a million billion pieces because out of anyone to betray your trust, you never ever thought it would be your best friend that you've had for years and years. So unfortunately, they won all the awards, they swept everything, and you went home with nothing. And you decided, instead of like your grief sort of turned to anger, and you became hellbent on making the best cosplay you could ever make in your whole entire life, and earning an award, beating your rival actually at Phoenix Comic Con this year. And you've been working really hard, but cosplays unfortunately require a lot of time and a lot of money, and with rent and all these different factors, it's extremely difficult to pull this off. But somehow, some way, you're gonna do it. But unfortunately, as you're kind of thinking about this and reliving those memories, like reliving that sort of heartbreak and everything like that, you don't even notice that you've fallen asleep at the actual wheel, as your eyes are slumping and your head is kind of like falling backwards a little bit, and the weight of your foot is gaining momentum on the actual pedal as your car just begins to pick up speed rapidly, going from 60 to 70 to 80 to 90. And sure enough, going back over to our vampires, you guys have a bullet riddled sort of vehicle as they're shooting just full blown into this sort of like tiny little Fiat car, and is spiraling out of control. As you sort of like finally it's taken too much damage, you kind of crash into the side wall, and you do see that people are getting out of their vehicle. It's only one van, and you do hear the sounds of choppers and everything like that that are sort of like on its way. But yeah, you all pile out of the Fiat like a clown car, and you are met with about 5 sort of guards who have their weapons fully drawn, laser pointer rifles and everything. And there's a bit of a moment of silence before, like, a bit of tension. Would you guys like to do or say anything as you're facing them?
I would like to say something.
Go for it.
This was a rental, damn it. And then that's it.
Perfect. Anyone else?
There's 5 of them. About how far
Correct.
from us?
I'm gonna say it's about 40 feet.
And they just saw us as soon as we got out the car. Like we didn't have enough time to maybe stealth out of the car, so they wouldn't know.
Correct. So it's kind of like turn, sort of crash. We're gonna say you guys take 1 point of superficial damage, meaning that you take bumps, bruises, scrapes, but nothing major. Nothing you can't heal easily and all that kind of stuff. That's my one kindness for this night. And
I was
then-
hoping to be
write
able to
that?
just. I was ready, hoping to stealth away.
So you're gonna see your health bar, and then you'll just make a line. So when you take aggravated damage, it'll be an X, and that's bad stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Does one of these 5 look like they're in charge of this group?
Yeah, you'll see a woman who seems to, even though you look at all them and they're about like 6 foot, 6'2", 6'4", Ronin height and everything, and they've got like, grizzly beards, they look like power lifters and all that kind of stuff. For whatever reason, this woman in the middle seems the most competent and the most capable, despite her only being 5'5" and about like maybe 140 pounds or so. But she just commands authority as she steps forward and being like, finally, I get to notch in a couple other vampires off, my city. And then they kind of go ahead,
So,
Reginald?
Reginald's gonna do what Reginald does. I see. I've gotta keep the storm alive, and I'm going to rush forward to the one that seems to be charged, and I'm going to activate my Potence Discipline Prowess to add my potence to my unarmed damage, as I'm going to literally punch the living life out of this woman and try to bite her.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
So you're rushing forward, full blown. Okay, so what I'm gonna need you to do really quick, and we're just gonna only have Reginald do it because you guys are all kind of like in the thick of it. Didn't even see him like blur motion and all that. Go ahead and roll your wits die, or roll 1d10
Wits?
plus your wits points. Sorry.
So I'm doing just wits.
Yeah. So you'll roll a 1d10, and whatever points you have in wits, you're gonna add that to that roll.
Got it. Okay. That is
Oh, she's got to do it too.
plus, so that's 9.
9. Okay. And she got a 4. So you go first. What would you like to do?
So I'm running up, and my goal is to literally grab her by her shoulder, like grip the trap muscle, and bite the other side of her neck as swiftly as possible.
So go ahead and do. It's up to you. Now you can tell me what you want to do. So you can do strength, athletics, dexterity, melee, brawl, strength, whatever attribute
Can I do
plus skill.
strength and brawl because I've always focused on like Krav Maga grappling styles, jujitsu and stuff is my specialty.
Yeah, go for it. So you see, as you're approaching her with your enhanced vampiric speed and everything like that, she is turning her sights on you. She's very well trained, as the green laser sight is pointing right at your chest, but you do approach her before she can pull the trigger. And
Alright.
let me know how many, and make sure you add your hunger die.
Got it. How many? What's the difficulty?
For this one, we're gonna say 3 because she's wearing body armor and she has the gun pointed like at you and everything.
That is going to be 5 successes.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I also I ignore 4 points of armor.
Okay. Well, fuck me then. All right. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go. Oh yeah, you already did the damage. So you roll up.
Yeah, I
on
don't
this.
know how much damage is that. Like, how do I calculate damage?
That's something I'm kind of unconfident in. So I'm gonna say the amount of successes you get are the correlate to the amount of damage that you sort of do.
Got it
sort of
then.
thing.
So I got 4 successes, and I also get to add my potence rate. So that's going to be 8 damage. And because it's unarmed, they're all aggravated because she's immortal.
Okay, so 8 damage.
8 aggravated damage, and
Aggravated
I can
damage,
drain her entire body of blood using brutal feed.
Perfect. So we're gonna say that you just jump on her and immediately start sucking on her, and you see the life kind of like just seep from her body as blood gushes like a Quentin Tarantino film, and the other soldiers are like, "Oh my god!" as they're kind of freaking out and looking over. So at this moment, you rock her to the point where you like jump on her, push her a few feet forward or backwards as the other soldiers are kind of split between aiming 2 of their guns towards the vampires that are in waiting, and then the other 2 are focused on your back as they're looking to shoot you. But sure enough, you hear the sound of a lot of clunking and clattering, and just like as you look over to see a shitty looking car driving like 100 miles per hour and definitely smoking and all that kind of stuff with an passed out passenger. Do you have orange hair as well for your character? Yeah, okay. So you can see a bright orange like haired woman that's totally passed out, slobber coming from her mouth as her head is like lolling everywhere, and her car just immediately just piles in to all 4 of these vampire hunters and just like splatters them completely as they just bodies fly. Maybe they're still alive, but their bodies are definitely broken, they're bleeding and shattered, making it very easy for you to knock them out or kill them if you sort of wish. As however, unfortunately, this driver Susie McLeod is mangled body, sort of bloody, broken and bleeding, and you hear the sound of her car horn just like nonstop. What would you guys like to do in this moment?
Maybe God isn't dead. No.
I'm gonna go
Stormbreaker
check out
says.
that van.
You get over to the van. It looks really nice, leather interior, 2021 model, and a lot of technology inside of it, with radio chatter going wild, being like, Unit 47 is on their trail right now. We have no visuals. A helicopter's coming in soon to try to see if we can catch them. Unit 47, are you guys okay? Like, please respond. And yeah.
I'm gonna grab the radio and be like, Unit 47, the problem is handled, over. And then I'm just gonna like put the radio back.
Perfect. So go ahead and do a, we're going to say, well, I'm going to let you choose. So you can do charisma or manipulation plus persuasion. I think subterfuge is like kind of like deception, I think. So whatever you feel most comfortable
Yeah.
with.
It's gonna be charisma for sure. Oh, but do I get a +1? Or no, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm beautiful, but they can't see that. So
We'll just say you have a beautiful voice. So you have that sultry voice.
I do. It's so sultry.
Yeah. Ooh, ASMR. Yeah.
ASMR time. Everybody's fine. Nobody's dead. Worry not. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, what's the difficulty here?
We're gonna say 4 for this one because
I did not succeed then.
okay. And then you hear silence on the other line, and they finally chime back in and be like, Shh, what's your call sign? And then kind of like waiting for you.
My call sign is humans are fucking disgusting. And then I'm gonna rip the radio out And I'm just gonna like drive the van over towards where my friends are if the keys are still in it, because I'm stealing
Absolutely.
the car.
Yep. And you do have enough points of driving, so you immediately go over. You know, stick shift. Other vampires would definitely be thwarted, and also
I'm a
humans. but-
modern vampire, baby.
There you go. Perfect. So,
I'm gonna go check out
yes.
what shape Susie is in her little beat up car.
Perfect. So you head over. Quinn, do you want to follow or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Stormbringer with realizing, looking down at the Russian IPA that I neglected to throw at the car. I'm just gonna crack it open and start drinking as we walk over there.
Perfect. As you like step over the mangled bodies of people being like, please, I have kids. And but it definitely does tempt you guys because there's a lot of blood here that's all over this highway. And yeah, and they're even kind of barbecued from the heat of like these highway streets, so it's kind of good. So
Wish
you
were
guys,
kidding.
yeah, there you go. So you guys head over to this crashed and like mangled. Yes, if you fail a hunger die, then you do increase your hunger, yeah, by 1. So you guys go over to this car that's broken, battered. The horn is still blaring though, and you see Susie's body is like shattered and sort of broken, as there's broken limbs and there's some gouges. She's still alive, but spitting up blood as she's sort of coming to. Now, Susie, you look around, everything is sort of like white around you. Your depth perception's gone. It's super, super flat, and everything sounds so distant. But you do see a couple people come over to you that just even sort of like looking at them, their primal instinct inside of you tells you that something's different about them. And but that's the least of your concerns as you see your
Yeah, she's super loopy, just kind of sitting there and like just hears the wah, wah. And she just looks at them and her only response is Nani? And she's like passing out.
her weed
And,
comes out. Yeah, there you go.
Reginald would like to rush over to the Stormbringer after finishing my drink.
Perfect. You guys all crowd, well, except for Dr. B, but the three of you crowd around Susie as you just look at this mortal who unexpectedly saved your guys' bacon, your vampiric bacon. Is there anything you'd like to do or say?
Ashley, we should go. If we stay out too long, they'll find us.
Now, this little girl, she saved us. I think we should repay the favor. And okay, quick question. How do I do the thing? How do I give her my blood? Is it just kind of like I can bite myself and
Honestly, I'm not sure how it is Vampire the Masquerade wise, but we're gonna go with like traditional sort of vampire lore, where you kind of suck her blood and then give her a portion of yours, and then she then transitions into, yeah.
I think
a
so
vampire.
long as so long as it's like your own teeth, I think that pierce your skin, it'll heal back up because
cool.
Yeah.
you did it.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna like bite my wrist and put it towards her mouth. And you said I have to bite her too, so I'll bite her neck and yeah, get a little.
Perfect. You transition her from dying but still alive to death, and then suddenly unlife begins to happen. But however, for right now, she is currently like in a comatose sort of state. You have to pull out her body from this like wreckage essentially. Now her body's kind of like pinned a little bit, so it's kind of in a weird, awkward position. It's going to need a bit of strength in order to get her out of here.
Reginald's
I'm
going to
gonna-
rip the door off to
Can
get
I
her
help?
out.
You're gonna help?
Can
Okay,
I
perfect.
help Reginald? Yeah.
I just
Yeah, absolutely.
replaced that.
Yeah, there you
Quinn,
go.
pick her up and put her in the back.
Put the beer on top of the car. Look at Reginald. Just. All right, I need your help on this one.
Start
Perfect.
snoring
I
loudly.
can open this door on
Sorry,
my
there you go.
own, but we shall take care of it, I suppose.
Okay, and then strength athletics is what you're gonna need.
Strength, athletics. I also can add lethal body to this.
Difficulty will be, we're gonna say 1 because both of you guys are doing it.
I'm gonna park the van real close, and is there a way that I can start looking for like a tracker
Nice.
in the van?
Yeah, absolutely. So you do see well, actually, go ahead and do a intelligence plus technology roll
Yes. That's what
with a
I was
difficulty of
hoping
2.
for.
Make sure that is just. That'll be 6 successes.
Jesus. All right, and then Quinn.
Four for Quinn.
Okay, perfect. So you guys just jaws of life this situation and just like shatter this vehicle like it's nothing, like tinfoil. And then you pull her mangled body as her broken arms and legs are just kind of flailing, and you put her into the van, and
Grab my beer as I carry her to the van.
you get your beer. Most importantly, yep.
Now
You like-
let's get out of here before their backup arrives.
Perfect. You like throw Susie's mangled body in the van, and you gingerly put your beer on the shelf with care, and yeah. So you guys slam the car door, and you zoom sort of out of here. Dr. B, you're driving while looking in the van for a tracker. What is your results?
Really great, and I don't know if there's any special things that happen.
Okay.
So I succeeded on all of my dice rolls, and I rolled
Wow.
a 10 in my regular roll and a 10 in one of my blood die.
Okay.
I don't know if this was the roll I wanted to succeed that well on, but here I am.
You find a lot of
Checking
cool
for
things.
trackers.
We're gonna say that in looking for this tracker, you absolutely 100% do find it. You also find a charger for your cell phone, which is like USB
Oh,
like
thank
3
God.
speeds, so it's gonna be awesome.
Like,
You know exactly how to use the air conditioning, and you also find in the glove compartment a like 9mm handgun with extra like bullets and everything like that. So there's a lot of stuff on here
solid.
they can use. So
You're not
you
being
also,
tracked.
with the tracker, you do know the routes that your allies or not your allies, but like the Second Inquisition are taking here. So I'm gonna need you, Dr. B, to once again be the driver here and do a dexterity check plus your drive, and to try to just peel out of here. You're gonna need we're gonna say 2 to succeed because you did the tracker so well. It was supposed to be a 4, but you know, whatever.
Sorry, it was an accident. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scoot that way. 1. Oh, don't forget my blood die. Hold on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and a success on my blood die, but 2 failures.
Jeez. All right. I thought it was gonna be like way harder. I was gonna be like, oh man, they're gonna barely succeed.
I
And
don't
now it's
know
like-
why my dice are being so kind to me. When it matters, they're going to be like,
Right? They
"You're
must
gonna die."
love, Vampire the Masquerade. So, you get out of here like a bandit. It's like a scene from Fast and the Furious as you channel your inner Vin Diesel and just like book
In
it
my
out of here.
van.
Exactly. Yeah. With the radio playing, ska music is blaring, which in this alternate universe, ska music is alive and well and doing great.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, you go all the way over to downtown Phoenix and find yourself at Hop Belly Brewery, owned and operated by Quinn Rutherford, who is a Phoenix resident, and like owns and operates it here. And he's a part of the our anarchist movement in secret. So who's more than willing to help out Stormbringer, especially with like such a huge member of this revolution that's here. So you pull up into the parking lot in downtown Phoenix, which is a parking garage, and you head over to the back entrance, the back entrance of Hot Belly. Now, Hot Belly right now is like thriving as tons of cars are all around. There's all these people around, and thankfully, it is drag queen night. Where there's a drag show going on and there's music playing, and all these beautiful drag queens are doing their thing, and it's actually vampire themed night. So everyone looks pale, everyone has fangs in, and everyone has like red contacts and all that sort of stuff, which makes it so much easier for you guys to be able to slip in, and no one really like pays it any mind. And the people that work for Hot Belly Brewery are like low key in the know about certain things because they work so closely with Quinn, whether they're vampires or mortals and all that kind of stuff. But sure enough, you guys bring this like mangled corpse of Susie in. Her wounds are already starting to heal before your eyes as you see some bones begin to snap back sort of into place, and it's looking all right. But you do take her to a sort of cellar where some other vampires are kind of like there for the anarchist movement. That you see various posters, maps of the outlying area, like hit lists and like objectives and all that kind of stuff as everyone sort of gets up as Stormbringer like comes in. Now, really quick though, I'm pretty sure I'm accurate about this, but I just want to check. How tall is Susie?
Susie is 5'6".
5'6". Dr. B?
Sorry, I was muted. Dr. B is like 5'2".
Okay, so that's good. So you're not okay. And then Reginald,
6'2".
6'2", and then Quinn,
5'10".
5'10". Okay, perfect. So most of these vampires in here are probably around 5'5" to like 6'4" or so. And then in comes Stormbringer at her height of like 5'2", and she immediately captivates a room as they all stand at attention and kind of like look to her as they see a mangled corpse of a mortal that seems to be like convulsing, kind of all that kind of stuff. So at this moment, Susie, as you've been like going through the situation where you got transported from this van into this bar and saw all these drag queens, you're picking up bits and pieces as your body is running super feverishly hot. At the same time, you have chills, you feel like you're dying essentially, but now you've sort of regained a bit of consciousness as but you're very weak and your body is not really responding as you feel a lot of pain. But sure enough, you guys are on the floor of this cellar where all these, there's probably like 18 different vampires that are in here, and they're all crowded around kind of looking, and you are semi-conscious now. Susie, what would you like to do?
Can I go to the bar again?
Not quite, darling.
As
You're
you do
welcome.
look,
I could say this was the first time this has happened.
you kind of look down and notice that your left arm isn't responding to your hails for like, movement. And you look over and you do see your arm is kind of like twisted and broken and still like moving, but not really.
Starts frantically screaming.
Okay. You start screaming.
Frantically screaming. And then like passes out.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I slap her?
I know. Stop it. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I would have just punched her in the face.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Shut up.
So you do scream as you notice that your arm was like, broken and misplaced and everything. And sure enough, you pass out from the sheer trauma of it. And as now, Dr. B, you are medically trained. You have a lot in science and everything like that.
Mhm.
If you want to, you can examine her, because when it surviving the actual embrace is not always guaranteed. A lot of things can happen, whether the victims or the person simply dies, they turn into sort of a fiendish, feral, sort of ghoulish creature or what have you. So there's only a bit of a success rate. So would you like to examine her to see if how well she's doing or how is currently?
Stormbringer, how attached are you to this one?
Well, I'd hate to just do away with her after she did us such a big favor, but if we can't turn her successfully, no harm, no foul.
I guess I'll see what I can do then. And I'll just walk over and I'll just sort of start like, it looks like I'm just poking her because I'm disgusted by her, but like really I'm doing an in-depth evaluation.
Perfect. So you're gonna need to do a intelligence plus medicine roll, or whatever two combination you think is most appropriate here. Meanwhile, Quinn, you do hear the sounds of your mortal employees, Steve, kind of like coming down and be like, just knocking on the door, being like, sir, we are, some patrons heard some screaming, upstairs. Is everything okay here?
Yeah, everything's fine. Situation normal. We do a lot of Star Wars puns and things in the bar as well. How are you? How was your day? You having a good day at work?
Too much. Say
Are
she
you-
drank
are you-
too much.
Are you talking in to him like face to face, or are you kind of just like shouting
through
from bottom?
through the door.
Okay, through the door. Yeah,
Yeah, they know
okay.
not to. They would know not to come down unless I allow them to.
Perfect. So I'm gonna need you to make a charisma, manipulation, composure, however you feel Quinn would be reacting right now. Whether he's freaking out, being like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm risky, because normally like some vampires come in, but not this many. Like you're really risking the Masquerade right now with having so many vampires in your facility.
I'll use persuasion.
Sure. So charisma, manipulation, composure, and then persuasion, whichever two combo you want to do.
3 successes.
Perfect. Sorry about that. You
And
only
then-
needed like 2 because
Okay. And then if I gain a hunger if my hunger die is a fail, correct?
if you get a 1, on it.
Okay, cool. Noted. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
shoot.
So what happens is that he kind of goes, "Oh, all right, I'll make sure to just tell him that like it was just a performance or what have you down there. Like, no worries, I'll take care of it. As he kind of seems reassured, as he Steve's a loyal employee. He's been employee of the month a couple times, so he's like pretty reliable and good. But you feel like you may have to go upstairs to try to kind of like shake hands and all that kind of stuff and everything, because some people like saw you guys bloody and with your clothes torn and everything, and they're kind of like, oh my god, what happened, And you also have the car in the parking lot that's Second Inquisition, so you may have to get rid of that to avoid sort of suspicion. So going over to Dr. B, what were your results?
So I rolled 4 successes, one of which was a 10.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
But I rolled 2 ones as well. So I
Two
don't
ones?
know.
So the ones cancel out the successes. So a 1 will cancel out 1 success. So how many do you have?
So there's 1, 2. So I have 2 successes plus 1 success on my blood die.
Okay, perfect. So you're and what'd you get on your hunger die?
I'm sorry, yeah. So I have 2 successes on my regular die, and I have 1 success and 2 failures on my hunger die.
Okay, right, perfect. Okay, so good. So you're able to like maintain the beast, but you're getting a little bit more aggressive as the situation has completely sort of freaked you out. Normally you're like in control of everything, but now it's gone haywire. Thank you guys so much for the raid. We really appreciate you guys.
Welcome in, raiders.
And yeah, so you examine her body, and she looks pretty damaged goods, but the fact that she regained consciousness, by the way, narratively, Susie, you can regain consciousness at any moment and engage with the situation. It's completely in your control.
Is my arm fixed yet?
No. Dr. B, you can fix the arm if you'd like to, if you want to reset it and all that kind of stuff. But it will reset by itself with time. It'll just magically yeah.
Do I feel like resetting it would like speed up the transition at all, or would it just be more comfortable for her?
Because the easier it is for her to like heal her wounds, the faster she transitions into a vampire. Because right now it's just trying to keep the body alive or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, Quinn.
Yes.
Do you have any gloves or like anything that I could, plastic bags?
What do you need gloves for?
So I don't have to touch that any more than I already have.
Just fix her.
Shut up.
I'll start to run and I'll look for a pair of gloves. I'm sure I have a pair somewhere.
You do find them,
just kind of will walk over. A few broken bones. You simply turn and they break back into place.
Yeah, but I have to touch it still. Do you see? I literally have a PhD in like blood, so gloves necessary. We didn't have these in the 50s, but I want them now. Thank you.
You afraid of some salmonella?
Yes.
Stomping.
So
I understand, but why her? We can just leave her to wallow in the wet filth that she is.
I hand over the gloves.
You have gloves? Stormbringer?
She briefly comes to consciousness, like not quite fully, and kicks Rex in the shin. Like just like she just kind of, it's not like consciousness so much as she like kind of spasms for a second, and her like just happens to catch him in the shin.
And like
really hard to maintain my idea of keeping you.
Yeah, and Rex is going to like lightly just hit Susie in her knee, and by lightly I mean hard enough to cause a little bit of damage.
Like cracks. Like
God damn it! Now I have to fix that one, Rex.
Already broken enough. Can we just let her do her thing?
I'm gonna lean down toward Stormbringer and just say, I think it's best if I go upstairs and say hello to a few of the guests. I look at Rex. I don't remember, what type of beer do you like?
I don't drink.
It's got blood in it.
I only drink from those that do violence. The fear of the body brings better flavor.
Bud Light, then.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
Go maintain appearances. You're fine.
And
I drink IPAs. Just as you're going away.
All right, I'll bring a few down when I come back, and I'll head upstairs.
Okay, perfect. So right now, Reginald, you had asked Stormbringer why her, correct?
Yeah.
All
Why
right,
you
so
choose her?
How would you like to respond?
Something in my gut, and someone took pity on me once, so I thought I'd pass along the favor. Pay it forward, if you will.
You know how I deal with things, though. If she proves to be a problem, I do whatever it takes to keep you safe, including removing a spawn of your creation.
And you have complete permission to do so if she causes trouble. When she's actually conscious, not just flailing about in her coma.
And at that moment, you see Susie like throw up a little bit, where it's like, bleh, and the right over Dr. B's Nikes.
These are
So
brand new.
okay, so Susie, would you like to do anything at this moment?
She will sit up, like still like kind of unconscious, but her eyes are like rolled back and she's just sitting there. Like I'm starting to be able to hear everything, but I'm not like my motor function isn't quite back. So like I can hear everything and like I'm purposely sitting up, but I'm not quite there. So I hear everything now.
Perfect. So, for you guys as vampires, you all know that your transition may have been varied. The best transition possible is that your sire, the one who created you and like embraced you, is there to sort of guide you through this transition, to let you know what you can expect, and to sort of be there to give you blood, so that way you don't face the unknown by yourself. So you know how traumatic it can be at the very beginning of the transition. And you do see the fear in her eyes as her eyes are darting backwards and forwards, and she's sweating profusely, as she still has vomit on her face and all that kind of stuff inside of her face. Now you see this sight. Thank you, Amber, for the raid. We really appreciate you. Now you see this, and you're kind of like freaking out a little bit, or not freaking out. You're kind of understand what she's freaking out. But meanwhile, upstairs in the bar, the sound of like synthwave is going strong as all these drag queens are like cheering at the top of their lungs for Quinn, because everyone in the drag community knows and loves Quinn because he has the hot spot for drag shows in the valley. And you see that the tip jars are overflowing with cash. It's like an ideal night, and your bartenders Steve and Barry kind of go over to you and are like, sir, we can't keep up with the demand. It's amazing. Like people love our chicken wings, and like they love our like all this sort of stuff. So it's going really well. Like it's awesome, sir. As they're like super excited.
Good job. Keep up the good work. And I'll pat him on the backs and say, you know what, tomorrow we'll make it a holiday. You guys can take the day off and spend some of this money that you've well deserved. And I'll start to make my way around the bar and start to greet not only the guests but some of the drag queens that are there as well.
Perfect. Everyone loves you. You walk into this room and you are beloved because of your reputation and everything. So it's incredible. Do you? What I'm going to have you do is do a charisma check. It's up to you. Now, narratively, it depends on how you feel Quinn would act right now. One would be charisma, where you know your situation and you're owning it, and you're, keeping everything together. Or you have a lot of anxiety as you're like, oh my God, we got shot out by the Inquisition. We're being hunted by, we're being blood hunted right now. Like shit could go bad really fast. So do you feel like Quinn would have that anxiety, or do you feel like he would be more of like, I'm on Stormbringer's like good list, yeah?
I feel like having been sired from Stormbringer, that I'm like used to the stress that comes with the job.
Yeah.
So definitely kind of going up there kind of cool, relaxed,
okay,
and like just ready to kind of shake hands and say hi to
Perfect.
people, and
that'll be a
let them see
charisma
the face.
That'll be a charisma plus we're gonna say etiquette, or whatever two combination you think is appropriate here. As you're meeting and greeting, shaking hands, taking selfies with people, all that sort of stuff. As people are like, cool costume, dude, as you have like blood splattered on you from like the gore that happened on the highway 20 minutes ago.
All right. I need a 6 to pass.
Correct. 6 or higher. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
And you need a 2 to succeed because people love you, they know you.
All right. You got
but you're still a little bit frazzled. 3? Nice. Okay. Yeah, you succeed. As you walk around, everyone is like so excited. They're chanting and roaring around your name as everyone's buying your beer and everything, and they're all super super stoked. This is a great night. You're absolutely in the black here, and that can't be said for all nights, but this night is exceptionally well. So, is there anything else you'd like to do before we transition downstairs?
I will, before I head back down, I'll go into the back where I keep some of my own personal stock. And I'll grab a Sasquatch's superpower for myself. And then I will grab a bit apple for the good doctor. And then
Perfect. As you're grabbing those beers, you do look out to the back window and see the Second Inquisition van still in your parking lot, in your back parking lot, that you know you have to deal with somehow, some way. To help you out, you could ask one of your employees, your human employees, to do it, or you could do it yourself, whatever you think is appropriate.
I was just about to ask if I could do that. And
Absolutely.
Just hand the keys. Or actually, I'll run down and grab the keys and then come back up and ask them to do that.
Perfect. You drop off the beer, you come back up, and you look. All right, so we're gonna go into like a decision-making thing. There is Steve, days away from getting married, and there is Barry, who has a wife and kids. Who would you like to ask to do this?
Um,
No pressure. No reason I said that.
Yeah, Logan, who are you killing? I mean, who's going?
Who's days from retirement?
Yeah, right.
Who's
I'm gonna go with.
You're gonna ruin somebody's wedding day? Or you're
How
gonna ruin
old
someone's family?
how old is Barry?
Barry's about 40. Yeah.
Oh, Barry then. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Barry?
that's fine. His family will at least get his life insurance, which should be a couple million. So that there we go.
Does Hotbelly offer life insurance to their employees?
It does now.
Perfect. So, all right. So you head over to Barry and you look at him and he's like, "Hey man, I just want to say thank you so much for giving me this job. You really changed my life in a positive direction. I am so excited to work here. Dude, you're amazing. You know, anything you need, I got you 100%.
That's what you get.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it was gonna
I'm
happen
gonna-
that way no matter what.
I'm gonna take the keys and I'm gonna put them in Barry's hand and I'm gonna say, Barry, you are the best employee that any man can ask for. I need you to take these keys, go to that van that's out in the parking lot, and I need you to take it to the nearest mall, park it there, and then walk back.
And he's kind of like, I mean, I guess that's fine. Will you pay for my Uber like back or?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah. No worries, man. And he goes like, I got you.
I'll Venmo you in a little bit. Just let me
Perfect.
know how much it is. I'll be.
So he hurries and does it. But he's like, but you might have to work the bar because like Steve and Nick are really overwhelmed right now. And then,
Oh yeah, that's fine. I got you. Yeah, I'll cover you. And any
Okay,
tips I get will go back to you as well. So we're good.
we'll go back to your family after you. I mean, it's like so. So he goes, yeah, no problems. As he like takes off his apron and then goes back out and then goes into the car and he's like, what? This is a kind of fancy car. And as he like just drives out and goes around. Meanwhile, you see this choppers and some police vehicles that are sort of driving around but not stopping at the brewery at this current moment. And yeah, so you like furiously wipe the counters as you kind of like look out. And all right, going back downstairs, Susie, you are conscious, you're looking around, your body is making the transition from mortal to vampire or kindred, and it hurts like tremendously as you're looking at your body, and the bones that have kind of like shattered are now mending together and snapping back together. And especially that hit you took from Reginald, as you see like a literal dent in your shin.
This feeling not just.
And once again, vampires downstairs. You know that this transition can be very traumatic. Would you like to offer any words of comfort or do anything for Susie as she's going through this?
Yeah, because I will say, like, Susie is, like, looking around, like, rapidly, like, kind of just in shock and, like, keeps looking at her body that is rapidly healing, which makes no sense. And she's, like, just kind of thinking, I really should have gotten more sleep.
Is there any, like, sink or rags, towels, something that I could help
Absolutely.
her, like, wipe her face off and try and help her clean up a little bit?
Yeah, right next to you is a big industrial sort of sink with rags and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. B, do you have any extra clothes?
Oh, certainly somewhere in my suitcase, I'm sure. She's a little bit taller than me, but there's some skirts she could probably fit in.
It'll
I don't
do.
wear skirts. Those are.
In this alternate word, Jinko jeans are still a thing, and
Oh,
they
no.
What's
in
You'll
it?
wear anything that's not bloody, that doesn't give us away. And if you scream again, I'm shoving a rag in your mouth.
I screamed.
Hmm.
I'm so fucking confused.
Yeah, that's okay. You'll be fine.
Just close your eyes and write it out.
Yep.
So
What did I take?
You didn't take anything. I'll explain when you're actually coherent and we'll remember it.
Oh, I remember drugs.
So, Stormbringer, I'm gonna need you to do either a charisma or a manipulation, and then plus whatever other skill you'd like, whether it be intimidation, persuasion, or even if you'd like to lie to her in subterfuge or whatever. Yeah.
Let's do persuasion. But so my charisma
Uh-huh.
is like there's like a blank dot. Was that on purpose? I didn't make it.
I think so. I think you have 2 in charisma.
Or there's 3. There's actually 4 that are filled in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have 4 then. You have 4. Yeah, the
Okay.
PF was weird. I apologize for that. Yeah, you have 4 points in charisma.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so I'm going to use charisma, and then I'm going to use persuasion, which I have 2 points in.
Okay.
So that's all my
You're extremely good with words. That's probably why you got to the position you are at currently. Yeah.
It's just funny because I can't talk in real life. Oh no, I only passed 1.
Did you? All right. So go ahead and explain to me how you fucked this up.
Oh. Oh, how do I fuck this up? What, I'm trying to comfort her?
Correct.
Well,
Yeah. You're trying to ease her mind as her body is like literally dying and transitioning into something painful. Yeah.
chill out. We'll get you a blood bag. You can drink some blood. You'll start to feel better as soon as you have some more blood in your body because you're kind of running on empty. Just something horrible that talks about a lot of
Yeah.
drinking blood to freak her out.
Susie,
So,
you
like-
vomit a little bit more?
Yeah, like she's like, wait, so
I'll just like wipe it
okay,
away.
wait, I get it. Like, so this, you guys are like, y'all are LARPing. You're like vampire LARPers, right? Okay, I get. Look, I don't know what I said when I was drunk or whatever, but like that's just not really my vibe. Okay, like I'm more of like a Sailor Moon person, not like a Hellsing person. You know what I mean?
And while you're saying this, your hands are
is
kind of like
this
broken and
English?
flailing
Yeah.
as they're not really.
And like
Is this
I
English?
I have
The
like a
words
really
are
weird cousin
English.
who's like she's like this weird quirky person from like New York. She'd totally be like into this, but like that's just not
No.
my.
That's
I'm
not,
just gonna,
that's
like-
not what we're doing here.
I'm just
At
gonna like
all.
take 2 fingers and I'm gonna put them on her forehead and I'm just gonna start pushing her back onto the bed to like lay her. I'm like, lay down, maybe.
You're like, all right, this is a failure. You like get a pillow and smother her.
Yeah, you know, I'm helping.
Yeah, there you go. So, anything else from you, Susie?
I think like she's kind of like just, I mean, because she's kind of like half confused at this point, like being set back down. She's kind of like trying to edge her way off of the bed because weird vampire larpers are pushing her onto a bed. So she's kind of like,
Is this a sex thing? Is he like?
Is this a sex thing? It's not.
No, no,
no.
that is not what we're doing here at all. None of the LARPing, none of the sex things, none of that. We are just
How healed are my arms at this point?
We're gonna say that you're 80% healed. Yeah,
Okay.
It's happening rapidly. Yeah.
Okay. Also, why does that guy keep staring?
He's
As
grumpy.
Reginald stares.
Yeah, as Reginald's just like,
Is there anything you like to
He's
do, Reginald? While you're...
reevaluating our choice to keep you around.
Reginald is just staring at Susie, just glaring.
Perfect. So, what happens at this moment is that the event sort of goes on as Barry never sort of. Well, let me check. Let me check for Barry.
Does Barry
Side,
come back?
Barry's side adventure. What is his drive and?
Yeah, can we have a separate session that's just the
Wow,
adventures
alright.
of Barry in the car?
I actually rolled and I got 2 natural 10s. So Barry was able to do it. Yeah, he shows like the night ends like at 3 a.m. essentially, as all the drag queens and all the patrons kind of like leave. The coffers are filled of tips and everyone's super excited. You were able to pay so many rent. Everyone was able to pay their rents and mortgage with this night alone, and everyone's super excited. You're cleaning up all these drinks and tables and everything, and it's pretty much time for you guys to settle into your actual haven and rest for the night. So you're gonna, I think it's called Tapor or something like that, where you go sort of comatose, meaning that you're not actually asleep, but you're kind of a little bit unconscious as you sort of do the traditional vampire like sleep during the daytime thing. So as nighttime is sort of transitioning into morning, you guys all sort of get ready for bed. And Susie, you are now like essentially fully functional as your body has run cold. You can't really feel anything sort of anymore. Not hot, not sort of cold. Or I just said that, but yeah, not hot, not cold or anything. But you definitely feel that you're stronger. You're sort of faster. You're hearing everybody, and you're also not hearing certain people as well. Like Steve and Barry and Nick, you can hear their heartbeats, but everyone else is just like cold and silence. And she has no idea what she's supposed to do next. Would anyone like to guide her as everyone's starting to get into various sort of coffins, lockers, all that sort of stuff to try to rest? Bunk beds.
Stormbringer,
Well,
before the sun comes, you must aid her.
I know. That's
She's fetal position, like in her shirt.
When I come
So-
back down that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that Storm is going to go towards her gently, or like gently, slowly. Like she's not going to be aggressive now. And she's going to sit next to her. And oh crap, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, how do I comfort humans? We're not going to throw you out to the wolves. You're not going to die like you would have back there in your car, I guess you could call that. This is a new life, and you'll learn more as we go on. But rest for now, because your body is still healing from your transition and from the beating that it took in that old beater. So,
I'm so okay. So, like, back it up.
okay.
So, what?
Vampires. They're real. And you just became one of them. Welcome to the club.
As you guys all kind of like make your way into your different lockers, bunk beds, what have you, and begin to sort of pass out because now you're exhausted, not only from the fight, but also from just the whole emotional roller coaster of the night and everything. So everyone sort of immediately goes into sort of rest mode as it gets extremely quiet around you. Now, Susie, they've made you a small section for you to also rest in, but and you do feel exhausted and very, very tired, unnaturally so. But you also can't quite sleep that well. Maybe it's because of your transition, or maybe it's because you're emotionally your body is going through a roller coaster as you begin to remember everything that happened. You falling asleep at the wheel, you crashing your car, you seeing your body in a mangled situation. So everyone is asleep right now. What would you like to do?
What time is it?
We're gonna say it's about like 4:30 a.m. The sun is coming up fast. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I have like 2 hours and I'll have to get up for work, and I've got to be there at like 7, or Deborah's gonna be super pissy. There's like weird people everywhere. Do I see the door?
You do. Yeah, you absolutely see the door to the upstairs cellar. Yeah.
Is there like any like unfinished beer around? Just in
There
general.
absolutely is. Yeah.
The one thing I was going to point out is there
Mhm.
is a like beer for actually like a wine fridge, but I use it for beer. That has both Turning Day and Turning Day Light, which is my signature when somebody gets turned blood bottle for them.
I mean, she's unaware of
Hey,
this, but
like-
she's just looking for something to drink, and she's just gonna go to the mini fridge, like carefully go over and open it, and kind of like in her not caring about herself, just be like, I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Like, and we're just gonna, she's just gonna crack it open and take a drink, and then like as she's drinking it, she's like, oh, that's real, and then she realizes that it's blood, drops it,
This is a Kool-Aid. So you're like,
yeah, and then we'll book it to the door.
perfect. So, I don't know how it works when you transition from a mortal to a vampire, but I'm going to say that you have 3 hunger right now.
Okay.
Well, we're going to say you have 2 hunger because you just drank the blood beer essentially that
Okay.
tastes very coppery, but also hoppy and a little bit of something else, but can't quite put your finger on it. It tastes good though. As yeah, you taste it, and the bottle kind of like shatters to the ground. Everyone's still asleep, like dead on asleep and everything. As your mind reels that you just consumed what appears to be blood. You're unsure of human blood, where it came from, pig blood, what have you, but it's horrifying. And the most horrifying thing, though, is that you didn't hate it. It felt right to you in this weird state.
Like I wasn't already having fucking enough of a crisis. Like as she's running and like abnormally fast running, like fleetness stat, just like booking it.
Yeah.
She's just kind of like going outside, realizing, fuck, I don't have a car. And she's just gonna run home very rapidly. Which probably because I'm sure that this isn't somewhat of a hipster part of town, right, Quinn?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Then she lives in some crappy little loft somewhere above one of these industrial buildings by it. And she's just like hauling ass there, just like talking out loud about fucking weird vampire like people.
Are you still in
like,
college, or are you graduated from college?
We're a college dropout.
College or okay, perfect. Yeah.
We are 2 semesters from finishing.
Perfect. So,
Mass comms.
what happens that you actually get out of Hop Belly Brewery and you look around to notice that a haboob is rolling in. It's a giant, huge sandstorm that is just encompassing the whole area, blocking out the sun tremendously. But while the sun was exposed ever so slightly on your flesh, you do feel an immense sort of sunburn sensation that feels extremely wrong to you. But thankfully, the haboob was able to come in just enough time to be able to cover the area in sand and dirt and all this sort of stuff. As you have heightened senses, you're faster, you feel stronger as you kind of like go to hit the door handle and you crumple the metal just slightly as everything is starting to freak you out more and more. And you have your Nikes on and you book it throughout the streets and you make your way over to now. Where do you want to go? So your work shift, from looking at the schedule yesterday, you were closing again, so it's going to start around like 1 p.m. 2 p.m. or something like that. And so did you want to go home, or did you want to go to the mall, or where would you like to go in this situation?
I think she's gonna go home because she's wearing weird clothes that smell like an old lady. And she's like, this is not me.
Yeah, you have a Black Eyed Peas shirt and a Jinko jeans.
Yeah, and she's kind of like really pissed off because the shirt she was wearing was like one of her favorite shirts. And it looked a lot like this one. And so she's just super pissed off going up there, like kind of storms into her apartment, like slams the door and it kind of like cracks the drywall a little bit. As she's like looking around, just kind of frantically, like she's looking for clothes, like that's what she's doing, but she's looking in like all the wrong places. It just keeps scattering everything.
Perfect.
Dishes.
So
like
we're gonna say that we're going to say that you actually, because of the financial situation of the, financially dystopian world that is the college institution and everything like that, you live with your grandmother as you like go through the door and you can smell her cooking and everything like that. And it's a little bit revolting. Like it's, as you're making this transition, it's like, and love the scent, but at the same time, it's making you nauseous as you're kind of like stumbling through and you kind of hear her voice go like, hey baby, is everything okay? As she's yelling from the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm fine. I fell asleep in my car, like in a parking lot, and I'm good. I'm just gonna go to bed real quick, Nana. Like it's fine. Like don't follow me to my room. Like give me my space. And she goes to her room and just like closes the door and locks it.
Perfect. So
and
she
hides
goes,
like under her comforter for a minute. Like
all right then, I'll make you a plate. As you head into your room, as there's My Chemical Romance posters on it and like Streetlight Manifesto and all these different bands who are still thriving because it's this alternate universe. And yes, so you're in this room and you look around it. It's like, would you say it's messy? Would you say it's clean? How would you?
like it's mostly clean except for the laundry. Like she
Sorry,
was
sorry,
living,
sorry. You are a cosplayer, automatically dirty everywhere.
yeah,
So
like it's
it
most
is.
I say mostly clean except for like her, like she's living out of her laundry basket, you know, like that phase of like it's clean in the basket. So there's like the dirty pile on the floor, the clean pile in the basket, like makeup stuff is like all over the place, and there's
Yeah.
just like cut up fabric.
So you get in here and you're beginning to you're not sure if it's your anxiety, if you're having a panic attack, or if it's something else like medically that's wrong with you, but everything is going haywire as you can literally hear people doing whatever they're doing in their next door house or across the street, and you smell scents from all these different directions and all this sort of stuff, and you're essentially just freaking out. So go ahead and give me a composure. Well, would composure work? Yeah, you know what, let's do composure, and let's do etiquette or something, that way you can try to maintain yourself in this situation.
How many successes do I need?
We're gonna say 3.
That's not possible.
Okay, so
In fact, I failed both of those, and of course, 2 of those are hunger die.
oh really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That sounds
So
about right.
yeah,
I have 2
so
dice to roll for it, and they're both hunger die currently, and I failed.
perfect.
Not
So
critical failure, just
from living with your grandma for a long time, you know that she has those doors that have the tiny little like hole for their lock mechanism, and she always keeps like a spare nail or what have you to sort of unlock the door from the other side. So she does that as you're like reeling from everything that happens. You're collapsed on your bed, sort of just like hands on your side of your palm or temples and everything. And she comes in with a like plate of a chorizo burrito and like coffee and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, you better eat up. It's okay if you were drinking. You can tell me. I was wild in my day too. And Nana is looking extremely scrumptious. You can hear the sound of her heart beating and her blood pumping as you're looking sort of over to her right now. So yeah, it's really hard for you to keep your shit together, and you're
I
not
would
doing so well.
I would like to scream at the top of my lungs, "I'm really sorry, Nana!" And I'm just gonna run out of the apartment. Like, just goes to book it out of the apartment, doesn't close doors, and just starts running.
Perfect.
Like,
Okay.
Naruto style, like, and then just cartoonish, like, arms flailing after that, of just, like, trying to, like, leave Nana so I don't kill Nana.
Now it's up to you. As you're exiting, you do know that she keeps her car keys on, like right next to the front door.
I steal the car.
and-
I'm taking the car.
So you take the
The
car.
moment you bring that up, yeah, I'm totally jacking the car. Sorry,
And she's-
Nana. I'm not
and-
eating you. That's the switch.
And your Nana is kind of like freaking out. She's like, "Baby, what is everything okay? Is this the drugs?" And she's like, "I knew the anime was bad for you." As she yells from like out to you as you get into her Cadillac and pull out and everything like that. Her 1997 Cadillac, and then drive off. The only other place you know of is essentially the mall and Claire's. Those are the 2 places that you can think of that could maintain you. So if this haboob is still going on, everyone's driving extremely slowly or staying off the streets completely as you're going through Phoenix and looking out everywhere, and you're just kind of like freaking out at everything as your hunger is escalating tremendously. Now go ahead and make me a dexterity check with and a drive to try to drive as carefully as possible to the mall. Things are getting a lot harder for what you did normally.
Okay. And
Anime, the worst kind of drugs.
Actually. Okay, cool. That is 2 successes and a failure of 1 on my hunger die.
Okay, did you I don't know how hunger like works
While I'm driving.
yeah I don't know if it's like
It makes
I don't know if it's
it makes it a messy critical, I think is what it was saying. Is that so?
if you get a 1 then or a 10, that's like a bestial failure or a messy crit. But I don't know in between though what exactly happens. If anyone in chat knows, let me
Well,
know.
to my understanding, based on what I read, if you get that, it just makes it either messy where you succeed, but it's really messy, or you fail
Oh,
and it's messy and it's all
So
kinds of
I
bad.
had 2 successes and then
So if the
the
successes
one.
pass, then it's a messy success. But if
Okay.
those 2 successes fail, then it's a beastly failure.
I do like chat's suggestion of running over a squirrel and drinking it, but
yeah, there you go. Perfect. So,
Sadly, I don't even think that works.
you are like driving sloppily as you're fading in and out of consciousness. The steering wheel is like breaking under your strength, your newfound strength. But somehow you do end up making it to the mall parking lot, as it's very barren, as there's not many people here other than employees who have to be here.
do I gain a hunger point from that as well? Since I failed on the hunger die?
I
like
believe
that?
so. We're gonna say if you get a 1 on your hunger die, that's what's gonna cause you to get another hunger die. That's what we'll
Then-
say. If anyone can find in the rules, please correct me if I'm wrong. But that's how we'll play it right now. Only if you get
That's
a
fine.
natural 1. Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You get into the mall. You hear the sounds of the normal mall music. Kenny G is still going strong. You look over to your favorite arcade that has like a DDR machine. The only best thing in this mall. The only good thing in this mall. As you kind of walk around to the food court and see everyone, the smell of all the food just is revolting and everything. As where would you like to go? Just hang out in the mall or go to?
I'm going. Oh. I think what she's gonna do is she's gonna go like away from the food court, but there's like the backside of the mall. Like every mall has one where it's like all the unpopular shops are, and there's always a fountain that's always vacant because nobody goes to that side of the mall.
Perfect.
And that's where she's going and she's gonna go sit by the fountain, um, but like off to the side. Like she's sitting across from it, kind of just like in the weird like cranny where like the creepy guy always sits. That's where she's sitting. I say that because everybody can relate to that. So
Mhm.
yeah, she's sitting over there just kind of watching people and just like hearing the heartbeats and kind of internally panicking and wondering if what those crazy people said is true.
So you end up sitting in the fountain right in front of the Gap, the loneliest store in the sort of mall and everything, as you sit there trying to contemplate everything. And that is when you hear the sound of something worse than vampires or what have you, is the sound of Chad, as you hear the sound of his like boots that are kind of walking towards you, as you recognize them before that he even like turns a corner or anything. And he goes like, "Oh, good to see you here," as he kind of pops his sort of collar up, and he has frosted tips for his thing and the squarest jaw in all the land. As he goes, "Hey," as he kind of like leans over and sits next to you. He has his Abercrombie and Fitch outfit on as he absolutely works there, and he goes, "If it isn't Susie McLeod, the only woman I haven't slept with," as he kind of does that.
It's gonna stay that way. How are you doing?
And he goes like, he kind of looks to you and he goes like, "Ooh, are you sick or something?" Because Chad doesn't do the flu. As he kind of gets up and kind of like backs up a
Susie
little
doesn't
bit.
refer to herself in third person, but no, I'm fine.
He goes,
I
"Oh,
I'm just really hungover. It was a weird night. Like I apparently drank too much, and yeah.
perfect." So I'm gonna say that at this current moment, your teeth are beginning to expand, elongate, and sharpen abnormally, as you have no control over this because you're just barely learning how to do this, and your body's reacting to this situation, especially since you're pretty hungry. But you feel it as there's a bit of blood coming from your gums and all that kind of stuff. What would you like to do?
I'm going to roll one of my umbral d20s real quick to make an impulse
Placement,
check
yeah.
for
Patent
myself.
pending.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. And like, is he still sitting next to me?
Yes, he's about like 10 feet away from you now. Yeah.
Okay, so I did an opposite for myself, and a 20 would mean that I was going to do what Taryn wants to do, which is kill Chad. So, she's going to like kind of like lean over and be like, Chad,
And just to set the scene,
like,
as you had said, Trevor, the weird creepy guy, is sitting there eating a sandwich as he's watching you and Chad do your thing. And he's like on the opposite end of the bench, like across from you guys.
there's totally like a break room, right?
And he goes, absolutely, but are you sure you're not sick? Because you're looking really sweaty.
No, I'm totally good. Like,
Boom. I'm gonna need manipulation from you and also subterfuge.
okay.
Because you were lying.
This is good. This is
You're
so
gonna need-
good.
We're gonna say you're gonna need 3 successes in order to.
That's good since I'm rolling 1 dice.
Perfect. Sounds great for me.
But it is a critical success, but that's still only 2. But it's on a hunger die as well.
Okay, so it's a messy crit. No, you still failed.
I still fail, but it is
Yeah.
messy.
Okay, so what happens in this moment is that, and what were you trying to do? You're trying to just lie to him that like, I'm
I was
fine,
trying
everything's
to
fine.
lie to him so that he would take me back to the break room, and I'm probably going to try to eat him.
Okay, perfect. So you were kind of like, maybe you were like pushing him away, and you were being very off-putting with your mannerisms towards him, and then suddenly did a complete 180 and became very aggressive with your approach and being like, "Yeah, we should go somewhere alone together." And it does freak him out as he's like, "Were your canines always that long?" And he goes like, "You know what? I gotta go take a shit." As he kind of like backs up and just like leaves immediately from this area. And yeah, so Trevor is like still eating his sandwich, looking.
That was probably a really bad idea. Trevor, can you keep fucking mind your own business? Look the other way, thank you.
He's just like as he's just like breathing heavily.
Shit.
Trevor, I swear to God, I hope you choke on that sandwich. And she just gets up and like stomps away.
Perfect. So
Like just to one of the like random corridors between the shops because she knows all of the interworkings and is just gonna go
Yeah.
hide in a hallway, like away from everybody for a minute. Just like
Okay, good. So you wander Metro Center Mall until your shift begins, as you actually go to work, and it's hard. This shift is very, very hard for you because one, you have this weird hunger, and you haven't eaten all day, and yet you're still able to function, but you're very aggressive. As you, this is the hardest or the most difficult time of piercing a preteen's ears of your life, as you like have the piercing gun and are just trying to like keep it together. So you do have little Sally, who's like, it's my 13th birthday, I'm gonna get my ears pierced because my mommy said so. And she's sitting in the chair, and Deborah is like, Susie, I'm gonna need you to take that because I gotta go and do a thing. All right, thanks, bye. And leaves you sort of here to with the piercing gun and everything. So what would you like to do?
I would like to not do this and tempt myself with the 4th hunger point is what I would like to not do. I guess like I'm gonna take the gun and walk over to this little child. So you're sure? Did you already sign all the paperwork or whatever? Because there's like a lot of paperwork that you have to fill out. You did.
Yeah, and both of her moms are there, and they're like, "Yeah, we're so super excited for Sally to have her ears pierced. She's wanted it for a long time. We've heard a lot of great things about you. Sally has been, and Sally. She's been coming here
Yeah.
for a long time, and you're her favorite like employee and all that kind of stuff." And she's like, "I'm so excited for you to pierce my ears. I was afraid Deborah's gonna do it. Deborah's a bitch."
Yeah, you're not wrong on that one at all. Damn it. So you know that there's like the risk of infection and stuff. Like, you're ready to. Do you want to pay the extra for the silver studs? That way, that's lower infection rates.
And her mothers are like, "You know what? Yeah, whatever she wants to do, let's go ahead and do it. You earned it. We're so excited for you to."
Oh no, I'm out of stock on the silver. I guess we'll just have
Is that
to
a lie?
wait. Yes.
All right, go and roll. Meanwhile, in
Rolling
the
3 hunger die. Oof.
Meanwhile, in the Hot Belly Brewery, yeah, you're about to murder this family. This like very progressive family who's very kind and sweet.
Oh no.
In
You're almost
June of all
rolling
months,
only a hunger die.
and it
like
is-
you were.
and well, no, it was Pride Day at Hot Topic, right? Or is it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was
Okay.
today.
We're
Yeah.
gonna say it's Pride Day at Claire's as well, and
That's why I have my.
I love your rainbow makeup, by the way.
Thank
Not
you.
related to the game. It just looks really nice.
Thank you. You pretty.
All right. So, Susie, what would you like to do? And sorry, by the way, at the Hot Belly Brewery, you guys are all waking up now. It is about like we're gonna say 7 p.m. As the sun is going down. The
Storm
days
is
in Arizona
stressed.
are long. Yeah, but the
Oh.
haboob is still going strong, so it's clouding out a lot of the horizon and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Anyways,
Reginald would have woken up prior to it actually getting dark. He always wakes
Okay.
up early to prep his day and contact his contacts.
perfect. So you and how do you contact your contacts? Do you sort of tell another vampire to go in and contact someone?
Yeah, it's usually just I find one of the more street style vampires that are kind of more of the beggar style to find them and let them know that I need this information, and then it gets back to me to some capacity. That's what the phone was. They sent me information. I have no idea how to call them back though.
Perfect. So, yeah. So you are able to go to one of your contacts and you're like, I need this. What information specifically were you looking for?
Information on this orange-haired female that drove this old Pontiac vehicle that was totaled on a freeway. Anything they can get me about this person.
She did leave her chain wallet, so you do see her license there and everything, and her name and all that.
So I'm like, I need information on this woman and everything that you can get me.
Perfect. So they go like, you got it, sir, as they go around and immediately get to work. Within like 45 minutes, they come back to you with information, being like, she's assistant manager at Claire's. She really wants to work at Hot Topic, but it always gets refused. We also don't know why. We're emotionally invested in her getting that position. And then like, and yeah, so you have all the information you need about where she works, where she's going to be at, and all that kind of stuff.
No known enemies that might prove problems for us then.
And they do tell you, well, sir, I mean, there's the cops are all looking about for there. They seem to be law enforcement is definitely working with the Second Inquisition. It seems as there's a lot of them roaming around trying to figure out where the anarchists are, but they don't seem to be successful. They have found a van in the mall parking lot abandoned, but they don't know where it actually got there or how it came from. So you guys seem to be safe at this time, but I would be
For the
weary because they're
time.
probably looking around.
Keep them off the tail of this Susie lady. For the time being, she is under the protection of the mistress.
And your contact is like, "Oh, I'm kind of like an intern here, an unpaid intern, so like I don't know if I can do that." So
Just keep the information brought back to me. If you find them looking too deep, you just bring me back the knowledge, yes?
So go ahead, and he doesn't seem like he wants to do this. So go ahead and roll either charisma, manipulation, and then intimidation, persuasion, whatever you want to do.
Could I do streetwise? Because I focus on speaking with people of the streets.
I will let you do that. Yeah, go ahead.
Cool, because I was about to get real scared. 3 successes.
Yeah, that succeeds. You hit it right on the money. So he kind of looks to you and goes like, "Oh, all right. I'll do my best, sir." As he like, please consider giving me like a paid position. As he hurries off and like to do your bidding. As you head back downstairs into the cellar where everyone's waking up and realizing that Susie is not where she was supposed to be. And
Before I come back down, like when he asks about being paid, I'll hand him a small vial. It's a specific feature I have that if he drinks this, his potence goes up by 2 for the entire day. So he has strength, half of my strength for the day if he chooses to drink it.
it's like, drugs, yes! As he takes it, and then he's like super hyped.
Yay.
And yeah, it's to have a magical day.
Worth
And
it.
yeah, there you go. So you head back to the cellar. You guys are all waking up, realizing Susie is not where she's supposed to be. Stormbringer, your mind is reeling on how you should address the situation.
Yeah, pretty pissed. Didn't think she'd wake up that fast. She was pretty mangled. She shouldn't have been able to take off like that.
Stormbringer, you have so much power. You expect someone you bring to our side not to recover as quickly as your blood moves.
I guess I was underestimating her. Well, did you find out where she lives, where she works, anything?
I know that she lives with her grandmother, but most importantly, she works at a Claire's. I don't know this woman, but she works with her apparently, and wants to be a moment of hot discussion.
She has odd goals in life. All
She
right,
works
well.
for Claire's, which is a jewelry store. And hot discussion. Do you mean hot topic, Reg?
Yes, a discussion. Yes.
It's a store at the mall.
That makes more sense. I'm still
Oh.
questioning her life goals, but those make more
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
In the mall.
Not reaching very high, but at least she's reaching. Quinn, can I? And I just gesture at the fridge. Like,
I was just about to say the best part of waking up is lifeblood peak in your cup, and I'll walk over and I'll get a 2 bottles of lifeblood peak, which is a oatmeal stout, a good old breakfast beer to start off the day, and yeah, it's blood infused with it, so it's got a little bit of, it's a little gritty, but it's good.
It's good.
Refreshing.
Perfect. And we did get some donations. Thank you guys again so much. Let me see what we got. All right. So Chesh, I'm gonna need you to do, next time you talk, a vampire hiss, like a traditional cheesy vampire hiss for that $5 from Mountain Taker. Thank you again. And then, oh great, we got edgelord mode. So for the next 10 minutes, we're gonna need you guys to act as you guys are all wearing latex, as everything squeaks tremendously, and you have to act very traditionally vampire-esque for this next part.
So I just be me.
So just be me. Exactly.
Hang on, can we shirts off? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go get my glitter.
Yep. You guys, yeah, exactly. All glitter, exactly. Yeah. So
I have a bunch.
Perfect. So you guys are all waking up as everyone is doing the traditional, like, as they're all like hissing and noticing that Susie's gone. Stormbringer, what would you like to do or say?
Oh, well.
Perfect.
A+.
Thank you. We should probably hunt down this Susie. Otherwise, she's either going to get herself killed or captured, and I'd rather not have us waste our entire time with her.
I feel like we're already wasting so much time on this person.
Dr. B says in a sultry manner.
I do believe that
Sultry.
if you need me to hunt this Susie, that is what I specialize in.
Well, do you know what mall this Claire's is at?
Metro Center Mall.
I was told the Metro Center Mall.
Well, then I suppose that's our next stop. As soon as... oh, it looks like we've got a storm covering. Sorry.
Almost like you brought
Made
the
myself
storm.
laugh, damn it. Oh, man.
Stormbringer brought the storm.
Yes, it looks like we've got a bit of a storm covering the sun. So, think we can get moving now?
Grab a poncho and do the thing with
The bunch.
the arm.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys all have capes
All right.
immediately.
Then
So-
let us be.
Hood.
Yeah.
Do we have another
There.
car? Do we have anything? that
Yeah,
we can-
absolutely.
Okay.
You guys have
we could
access
borrow
to.
berries.
Oh.
We could borrow berries. We could borrow berries.
Yep.
It's
Borrow
okay.
Barry's car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could
Barry
borrow-
still
Reginald was
alive?
ready
Yeah.
to run to the mall. How far is the mall?
It's not that far. It's about like 10
Well, if
minutes.
we're going from downtown Phoenix to Metro Center, that's like a solid 25 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah, about 25 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
I was gonna
streets
say,
are
longer
pretty-
than that. Depends.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're doing, but from like, anyways.
We're going to say because of you guys, because of the Haboob, not a lot of people are out and about right now. And also, you guys have heightened senses, so you can kind of see through the storm better than mortals can. So, do you want to take Barry's car or do you want to take another car?
Wait, hang on. I
we
think
can take
I own
another
a car.
car. Let's
I
Wait,
own
do
a
not
you
make Barry
have
sick.
a
We're good.
car?
Yeah, I have a house.
I got this new car, boss. Thanks again for the raise.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I have a
car, too.
house, or I think I have a house and a car because my resources
That's why we
are
play
middle
these games, so we
class,
can achieve
so-
things that we can't in real life by being
Yep.
homeowners. and
Like an
property
House
actual
owners.
car.
and a car.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
I
a
have a-
motorcycle while we're at
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah,
You
there you go,
know,
perfect.
you know what?
I am
Four-wheeler?
wealthy.
ATV? You know,
In this
Ah,
game.
I'm gonna
I have
truly
3
turn this
I have
cars.
a,
Mad Max.
I have a Land
Okay.
Rover.
Land
Oh,
Rover, that's
God.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because edgelord
don't
mode
know.
is activated, it's going to be like sleek black with like super tinted windows, and it has a personalized license plate that says something vampire-ish. What would you like to say?
Blood Daddy. I don't know.
There you go. Perfect.
Blood Daddy.
It's spelled BLO
Logan.
or hang on,
Blood Daddy?
DDY.
DDY. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
Okay,
You guys figure it out.
BLUD.
Blood daddy.
Blood.
Blood Daddy.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's
for
literally
being our blood
BLUDDDY.
Perfect.
There-
So you
there
get,
we
yeah,
go.
bite me for yeah.
Bite
so
me.
you all get you all squeak as you all have leather on as you're like as you get into your Land Rover and
Well,
zoom
Reginald's gonna
off.
be extra and squat on the roof of it because I have the ability to just
Oh, that's
balance
right,
on
yeah.
things. So that feels like edgelord enough to just squat on the top of a vehicle for no reason.
And your cloak like flails in the as you have like dark glasses on and perfect. So yeah, so you guys head over to Metro Center Mall. You immediately pull up and you do see perfect, yeah. And you do see that there's hardly anyone sort of here. The time right now is probably like 8 p.m. Barry, Nick, and Steve are all working really hard to hold down the fort while you're gone. As your like guests are downstairs, you probably mesmerize them or what have you to make them okay with having those unexpected guests and all that kind of stuff. But yes, you are now at Metro Center Mall. You see it. It looks very dingy, very dirty. And you walk in and you see a lot of the stores are closed and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to say edgelord mode has ended. So you all return back to your normal clothing and no longer squeak unless you choose to. And yes,
You go
so
to the abandoned ice rink.
yeah, exactly. The abandoned ice rink. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, those feels. So yes, you head over and you do find Claire's. It's like, ah, and you see Susie having a quivering hand on this like a pierce gun. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, pierce gun?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know, baby.
so you do have your hand quivering on this pierce gun as you're sweating, trembling, and she goes like, "Oh man, I'm so like terrified of this, Susie. I hope I don't bleed too much. Every time I get cut or opened up, I just gush like a ton of blood. So like, it's gonna be really bad. But it's you'll protect me, right? You'll do a great job, right?"
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna go
You
to
keep going.
pierce the baby.
Okay, Dr. B.
Before she pierces the baby, do I have any control over my premonitions or do they just randomly strike me?
You can activate them, but there are times that I will give you permission. Yeah.
Okay, as I see the gun in her hand, I would like to attempt to activate a premonition to see if she's going to like kill this child in the middle of a fucking mall. Sorry, language. I
No, you're
just,
good, you're fine,
you
you're fine.
know, concern. So with that, so that would be 2 aspects
So
die.
I think so. So disciplines are another thing that I'm kind of weary on.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna have you do is do a sort of I think we'll do wits plus your like your aspects.
My
die.
aspects.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4,
And you need we're gonna say 1 to succeed.
and I have.
It's gonna
2
look
blood die.
as you only look forward for the next like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not very long. Oh, blood die. Okay, so I got 2 successes on my blood die, and I got 2 successes in my regular die.
Perfect. Okay, so you maintain your hunger as you're feeling completely fine, as you like use your third eye to like look into the future a little bit, and you see her potentially going feral and like maybe not killing her, but the sight of any sort of blood, she freaks out and then potentially will maul these 2 lovely moms and their sweet 13-year-old child.
Oh.
And yeah. at this moment, because your eyes roll in the back of your head as you
Yeah.
like get visions of the future and all that kind of stuff. So Susie, go ahead and give me a composure and a performance roll, or etiquette, whatever you feel is appropriate.
Let's take performance.
And roll those hunger die as well. Yeah.
Keep it
And
together.
Reginald is doing his best to just charge forward towards Susie, disregarding all rules of the building. just in
Wait.
case.
5 muffa successes.
Okay, good.
Ooh,
So-
congrats.
With that, you keep it together and you're like, I like Sally. She's super cool. Her mom's always like tip well, or you guys don't get tips at Claire's, right? Yeah,
No,
exactly. Yeah.
No,
That you-
Face
Where
to
is this
stone.
allowed?
I know, right? So,
it is
you
a
end up.
messy critical, though.
It is okay. Okay, perfect.
The
So what
gun thing.
happens?
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
The-
no, go for it, go for it, go for it.
okay, so when you are piercing, sometimes the cartridge that the piercing is in will malfunction and get stuck to their ears. That could be a fun
That sounds
thing.
horrifying. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
try having it
Sounds
happen to like
messy.
a 3-year-old who is like, and you're like, it's fine, we just
Everything's
pop it off.
normal.
So we're gonna say that happens. That nightmare happens as it pops in her ear, and she goes, "Is everything fine?" As you see
Yeah,
blood
it's-
begin to.
It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just gonna. I'm gonna take this off. As I'm like staring and like slowly
Yeah,
reaching
you are-
for the
you
cartridge.
are, like, You're like licking your lips, your fangs are beginning to protrude as your hands are trembling, but you do complete this task. But there's a lot more blood. You do it slowly and carefully as the two moms are like, are you okay? You look really like sweaty and like, do you have the flu? Oh my God.
No, I couldn't sleep last night. I'm just really exhausted. It's fine. Everything's fine. You know what? I'm gonna step out real quick and catch some fresh air. And you guys just keep one of and she just like throws like some cotton balls like in the mom's hand. Just keep that on there. I will be right back. And just like
Okay, be well, Susie. I guess I'll maintain the store as some other patrons come in, and you do see standing in super cool poses are Reginald, Quinn, Stormbringer, and Dr. B as they're standing at the entrance of Claire's. As yeah.
Reginald would like to try to approach Susie if Stormbringer is not still standing in his way.
No, you can go now. I want to see her strength. I want to gauge her self-control.
Like
You
murder
know,
all
let
three of
me
them.
get loose in places.
the only concern I have is that I've gained another hunger at any point.
If you get a natural 1 on your hunger die, that's when I'll say you get another hunger die and all that kind of stuff. So, Quinn, do you feel like you would have brought extra beer brews?
So that's why
yeah,
like,
like
I'm trying to
the-
get to
the
Susie because
Fanny pack.
I have one.
Fanny pack is always rocking at least 2 or
Reggie
3
has
beers.
one though. Reggie's trying to help her
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gonna let
Reggie's been
Reggie
trying to
do
get
his
to
thing.
her for that reason.
Okay, perfect. So, we're gonna say Reginald, you go ahead and act first because you said you were gonna act. So you make your way over to Susie as she's exiting the store. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what would you like to do?
See, Reginald has terrible social cues and immediately just kind of like places his hand on his shoulder. Drink. And brings up the bottle. Lest you murder the people that stand in this room.
So at this moment, you hear like, "Whoa there, buddy!" As you see a very Paul Blart-looking kind of mall cop be like, "Is that alcohol on my premises?" As he just kind of scoffs and goes, "Listen, I'm a cool cop, so you should be glad that I came into the mix, but you gotta take that elsewhere, buddy." As he kind of like looks to you guys. It's
I
definitely
just like to cloud memory
okay.
and make him not remember this moment.
That's a better option than what Reggie would have done.
I got you,
Whew.
Reggie. Don't worry.
You like pick him up and
Just
throw
turn
him.
his Segway around.
Yeah.
Have him roll.
Okay. Okay,
So
perfect.
can I make like would it be like a charisma
Yeah. So
and then domination?
does cloud memory cost anything or is it free?
It's free.
Free. So we're gonna say go ahead and do charisma, manipulation, and then whatever other skill you want to do, persuasion, intimidation, Yeah.
I don't have any of those. So I just have charisma, manipulation, and then the cloud memory dice. So that's 6. I
I'm sorry.
think.
Yes, you're gonna use your cloud memory dice, whatever. Yeah, that is. So your
Okay.
attribute and then your discipline dice.
Okay. Awesome. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong dice. And then these guys here. So. Ooh. Dang it. I rolled 2 10s and then I rolled a 1. That's silly.
So the 1 cancels out one of those successes. You do need a 1 to succeed.
Okay, so I succeeded and then I rolled on my hunger dice, I rolled an 8 and then I rolled a 1.
Okay, so you do gain another. So you did a
Hunger.
bestial failure. So what happens is that you
Ooh.
do succeed, but it's in a very sloppy way. Now, narratively, explain to me how this happens. Whether your fangs protrude, your eyes go red, you do something very aggressive to like cloud his memory.
I walk up to him and like I see that Rex is turning to like kill him, I'm pretty certain. And so as I walk up with my tiny frame to this man on his Segway, my fangs protrude aggressively and my eyes turn like bright red, and I just kind of like grab his tie and I pull his face down and I look him deep into the eyes and I'm like, leave or die, you disgusting piece of trash. And then I'm just gonna shove him backwards on his Segway.
As he's like, Mother Marian was. He just like goes completely dead eyed, and then his Segway turns, and then he just drives into a wall and just like continues to like smack into it for a little bit.
The wall.
As you see in the mall, the two moms are kind of like looking through the glass windows, and little Sally's like, I want to be like her when I grow up. And then it's just kind of like super wild about it. And they're like, oh my god. So you have succeeded in moving Paul Blart away from you guys, as you have the blood bruise in your hand. And then you hear Sally be like, is Sally gonna, or Susie gonna drink while working? I want to be like her when I grow up. And so what would you like to do, Susie? You look at the beer bottle and you see, you have this primal instinct that it's what you need right now.
Yeah, so she just takes it and just chugs it down quickly. How much hunger can I get rid of?
We're gonna say these blood bottles only give you 1 hunger. It extinguishes, sort of thing. Yeah, because it's still being worked on. Both the synthetic blood as well as the mixture and all that kind of stuff. So it only cures 1 hunger. As by resting,
Equivalent of a blood bag.
Yeah, exactly. So you feed on this and down it, and you feel immediately better as you regain more control. Your anxiety lessens and all that.
Okay, so you guys weren't kidding.
No, not at all.
This really kind of sucks because like I just got a gym membership and like I've been trying really hard to go vegan.
Ooh, yeah, that's not gonna work. You can always feed on other vampires. That's an option.
Is that like a thing? Is that like a kinky thing?
It's an
or do you
it's an
guys just
illegal
do that?
thing, but
It's not advised typically. However, some give blood for AIDS.
Just if you're concerned about, eating from humans.
I have several vials of potent blood if needed.
I also have these. And I just like pull blood bags out of my like.
there's like a corner of the mall.
In the
that's
middle
like-
of the mall.
I,
Just like-
I unzip the fanny pack
Where
and
am
pull
I?
out two bottles
So-
of beer, and I have these.
We
you
should
do
probably
see you do see a couple that's kind of walking by. They look very goth, as they have like pale makeup, black lipstick, all this sort of stuff as they're walking by, and they stop
just-
to look at you guys.
Yeah, I
Quinn,
just point at them and I'm just like LARPing.
okay. Give me a charisma or manipulation, and then whatever secondary role you think it would be appropriate. If you have any disciplines that will help out, feel free to do those. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. I would like to use awe, so it's like, oh look at us, we're fancy vampire.
So you use your first
LARPers.
vampire. Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Now hold up. Okay. So in that situation, I'm not being totally crappy. But I will be using charisma and persuasion with my awe.
Sure.
Or is that math that works.
I think we're gonna, until I know the rules better, we'll let that happen. We'll let you choose an
I don't
attribute,
know.
a skill, and a discipline. So
I
go
was like,
ahead
or is it
and
just maybe
that I'm
that's
not sure. So
actually
for
For which skill?
or
awe,
presence?
I have awe. It's
Oh, yes.
it's
presence, huh?
manipulation and presence versus composure
Okay.
and intelligence.
there you go.
Okay,
Perfect.
manipulation and presence, which I'm very very good at both of those.
So
You're pretty
go to
present.
roll it. You're gonna need a 1 to succeed because they are in already in all of you guys, and now they're even more infatuated. Well, depending on the roll.
Yeah.
You could be like, "Love me."
One success.
Okay, so you got it like barely, but you do see her activate her vampiric ability for the first time ever as a new kindred, and you guys are kind of like proud of her as they look and be like, "Oh, I want to be a vampire larper one day. Oh my god!" And then they kind of like talk about it as they're like, "You guys are cool," as they head immediately into the anime store. And
You keep referring to as LARPers. Is this a derogatory term?
No, it means like live action roleplay. So like one of the things that I did take for myself is fame. Local cosplayers, crafters, and like nerds will know who I am. By the way, uh, it's just
you
a
are
thing.
followed by Chesh Smiles. Yeah.
Stop it.
Oh my god, Chesh followed me. No,
Yeah, there you go.
it's one of those things where like it's kind of. Do you know like video games?
These video games you speak.
You know the
Dr. B
box
and Quinn
in
would
the
know.
basement, the box in the basement that I sit with the controller and look at the TV at while I drink the beer.
Oh, or
The
you know
thing
what?
you waste time spending instead of fighting, training, or become a better fighter.
Listen,
Okay,
that helps me get this, and I point to my dad belly, and that helps a lot when we go out and fight stuff.
It's true.
you know what? Actually, it's more like acting. You know, like actors. It's like that, but you're like pretending to be something you really want off stage with other people who are pretending to be something they want to be because they can't be it in real life because the world sucks and you can't be the things you want to be.
Yeah, so that's
That
not
is
what we're
accurate.
doing.
So,
Yeah,
well,
but
I
It's
no,
am
like the
they
not
exact
think
opposite.
that
stumbling.
though. It's a really
Okay.
good cover for nerds.
Sure. We'll go with that. All right. You brought something to the table. Congratulations.
Glad you're
So-
somewhat useful.
What table?
There is a bit of silence here as tension grows immensely, as you know that you have to sort of inform her of your guys' situation, that you're hunted by multiple people for your beliefs, and the vampire world is at a civil war right now, and and you guys are kind of the losing side at this moment. And not only that, but Susie, you feel like you're trapped and you're being brought into this thing forcefully, that you have a lot of things on your mind and none of them are being a vampire right now. You're thinking about your cosplay, your job, your grandmother, and like how are you gonna, like, your car, and all of these things that are just weighing heavily on your mind. And so we're gonna allow Stormbringer to break the tension first. What would you like to say to start this conversation?
Yes, so I'm going to basically start to explain to her what's going on, and that you're mine and I made you, so it's my responsibility to get you situated, but you're one of us, and that right there puts a target on your back. We're not particularly well liked by some of the more aristocratic vampires who are stuck in their ways. We tend to disregard all of their political nonsense, so it's best that we stick together.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And what
vampire
if-
civil war.
Yeah, but what if, like, I don't wanna?
Well, you've already found out that running around on your own isn't exactly fun, is it?
Yeah, but
Didn't think so. That's why it's definitely better that you just come with us and we will find a place for you within our family.
like, what about like my place, like the one that I have? Like, it's not great, but like, what
Yes,
about like
It's
my
not great.
Nana?
It's not great.
Or like I have a job. It's kind of crappy, but it's my job, and like people depend on me. Like that little kid staring at me right now. She's really sweet. Actually,
Do you really want to stay here piercing ears the rest of your life?
No, but like hiding
life-
around.
That
and
life
it-
just got extended quite a bit.
I didn't even know if I wanted to live this one, and so now I'm just like gonna live for like ever.
Yep.
And like,
And you
but,
can be anything you want within our clan.
But you keep saying like within your clan. But like, what if I wanted to do like I have like plans. I've been working for like a friggin' year straight to make this fucking cosplay so that I can go and do this thing and like get that. I can get Evie back for betraying me and treating me like crap and taking that other person, even though she's like super awesome or whatever. It doesn't really matter. That's like beside the point. I don't really blame her. I blame Evie because she totally betrayed me. But like, I've wanted to do this for so long.
That was a lot. And I know it seems like you're dealing with a lot of stuff
Mhm.
internally. But the good thing is you can forget all of this. You can forget all the humans that you want to forget, and you can start a new life. I don't see anything that you're nothing you are telling me seems worth sticking around for. No offense.
But like, these passions have been like my life. But like, they made me really like happy. Like,
Well, ooh, my
do you
voice.
not like remember the like before you were all?
It's a little blurry at this point. It wasn't so great, so I chose to forget most of it.
And Dr. B, Quinn, or Reginald, would you guys like to weigh in here? Okay.
Go ahead. Doctor first.
Okay, Dr. B.
I'm just gonna get kind of close to her, and I'm just gonna be like, for some of us, it's been decades. For some of us, it's been centuries. But I can tell you that the longer it goes on, the less important some things seem, and whatever little feud you have going on right now is irrelevant because you are now 120% better than whoever it is you're trying to fight with in your little mortal way, because they're pathetic and disgusting, and you, welcome to the next stage of evolution. Way better. Way better. And if you're trying to be vegan still, I have great news for you.
Placement.
I specialize in synthetic blood. It's not quite as effective as human blood because I lost a lot of my funding, but I'm getting close.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Quinn?
Stormbringer, remember when you first turned me and I really, really, really wanted to open up a hip brewery in the area? I think this is really similar. And I'll look at Susie and say, I have a passion, and I used it to help fuel the cause. So I hope whatever journey you're on, hopefully will help the cause as well, while also helping your passion.
You make a good point. I suppose if we start forcing people to join us, then we're no better than the others that we're fighting against. So, you've had a taste of what this world's going to offer you if you stand alone. But that said, our door will always be open for you, so long as you choose to maintain your independence or your loyalty to our clan.
If not, you get him, and I point at.
Yeah, if not, we will have to do away with you. If you join the, I can't remember how to say it. That yes, if you join them, we will have to take matters into our own hands, and we created you, and we will destroy you.
That's super reassuring. I appreciate the death threats is definitely effective. That makes me want to join so much more.
I mean, you can hang
and
out
I feel
by
like
yourself.
I have a choice.
You can hang out by yourself, but someone else is going to come after you because, like I said, we're not particularly well liked. And given your origins, you're one of us.
So at this moment, sorry, Reginald, go for it.
Susie, before I came to this clan, I was finding vengeance for my family. I have killed many, many men. and the others were not too fond of me openly slaying criminals for their crimes. And Stormbringer decided to give me a chance to fight for something bigger. I do not understand this passion of cosplay, and this Evie sounds like it'd be easier to kill her, but one thing that I found is family is those that you choose, and they tend to support you. And if anyone speaks of these again, I will break their neck.
So
Looking
at
over
that,
at the other three.
Softy.
at that moment, Dr. B, you get a forced premonition as your eyes roll in the back of your head as you realize, and you start to cough as well. As as
This
you
is how I
realize,
have my premonitions. I just have a full allergy attack. And I
There you
cough
go.
and sneeze.
there you go. So you do see a vision of Second Inquisition members that are starting to infiltrate the building and explore the mall. And so you know that it's wise for you guys to book it. Susie can probably blend in because she's still transitioning and not a full-fledged vampire. But with the haboob starting to lessen and nighttime is coming, but not yet, it might be best for you guys to get out of here sooner rather than later.
Hey, Susie. I'm going to give you an option right now. So, two choices. You can come with us and have an almost guaranteed chance of surviving the Second Inquisition that is currently on their way and or inside the building now. And like all of this is coming out of my mouth, and is it okay if I can have like little bits of blood like running down the
That's completely
corners
fine,
of my
yeah.
eyes because I've just like come back into it. The Second Inquisition hunt people, well, creatures like us. You are now us. Whether or not you like it, that's what it is. You might be able to blend in. That'd be great. But we are going to leave. So you can stay and pierce that little girl's ears again and hope that you don't get thrown into a blood frenzy and kill everyone in that store and then be killed by the Second Inquisition. Or you can come with us and leave and hide and wait until the storm passes. The storm being those humans who want us dead.
Now, Susie, narratively, you have control over the situation. You can choose to stay or you can choose to go. You're not forced to do any certain thing. So keep that in mind. Whatever you think Susie would do at this moment.
And I would just like to make a point that Reginald would be putting on a Oni mask upon hearing Second Inquisition and zipping up his hoodie.
Reginald, not the Oni mask.
Those
We're in public.
cosplayers are so cool.
I can't just like. There's like a hallway over here, like a door.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all could go down, like nobody knows about it unless you work here. Like there's a door, I have a key, like I can let you guys in. I just like I need a minute.
Absolutely.
I need to like turn it in my notice or something. Like I don't know.
You care too much about petty human issues.
She's new. She's a baby.
You're not
All
wrong.
did it at one point.
And like I go over and I use like the master key and like open this like side one of the little catacomb hallways and like it leads straight out or you can hang out in there and I'll be out. Like I know you guys are like really old or whatever, so you probably don't know how to use a phone, but like
I know how Quinn and I know how to use phones at the very
That's-
least.
Yeah, they're not that
It's
hard.
okay.
like
I'm
so what
sure
are y'all
you-
like 100 or like are y'all
I'm 70.
y'all have wait, do we have like
I'm
a
only
castle?
70. No
Oh.
cat. I have a
Remember that
castle.
Remember that shitty place underneath the bar? That's pretty much my castle. So
Oh, it's
know where
not
we
as
hang
cool
out.
as like TV vampires. Okay.
I
Some of
happen
us
to
do.
live. I live in the catacombs, but that's me.
Catacombs.
They're gonna be
I
like,
Kind of in the middle of a war, so fancy castles aren't on the top of our priority list.
I do
I
have a
don't
really
believe-
nice apartment in
That's
New
the
York.
other. That's the other vampires.
I
that-
also don't believe we have time for this discussion.
Can we
The
go?
Inquisition.
Anyways, back in the
Correct.
hallway.
You're not wrong. Let's get the f out
I'll-
of here.
I'll be back in it. My shift is about. Just hang on. And she just kind of like opens it and like is walking back to Claire's.
perfect. So what happens at this moment is you guys take the secret route, this passage, into the back way. Are you gonna wait in the Land Rover, or are you gonna drive away and sort of circle around the
Actually-
building?
Upon like entering that passageway, Reginald will look over to Stormbringer. I ask simply, do you wish for me to go with, or keep an eye on her?
Stay behind. She might need some help.
Your wish. And Reginald will start to blend in using my stealth, and I will actually use one of my features that allows uncanny grip, to allows me to like literally climb on walls, just to get into like an obscure position above the store.
Alternatively, you do see a security guard outfit with the Segway if you wanted to go that route.
I don't know if
Or
you've met
use the
Reginald.
Segway on the walls.
Disguises is not going to work out for anybody.
I have Cloak of Shadows. So I would like to offer to stay with Reginald since I can use a cell phone somewhat effectively and he can't.
So then
I
me and
can-
Quinn can wait in the car.
I mean, I was planning on grabbing the Segway and bringing it with, so I could do wheelies in the parking lot.
Definitely
But-
take the Segway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I agree. We are on the same page with the Segue.
That's
Okay,
a solid
perfect.
choice.
I'm loving that the super serious vampires are playing with the Segway on the
Yep.
route of the
You're like,
house.
hell yeah. So
How fast can this thing go?
Yeah.
Look, I
Let's do
lean
wheelies.
forward, I go
We should
forward.
do some of these for everyone.
I go back.
Yeah, we should roll out
Revolution
with these.
needs
With, like,
these.
cat
Yeah.
And
capes.
meanwhile,
Our
Reginald's like,
next
"How
massive
does this
battle,
work?"
we'll just ride segways to the
There you
front.
go.
line.
perfect. Okay.
Technology.
So
I love
at this moment, Susie, you are going back to the store, and you see that the two moms and Sally have left. You did a great job considering all things, and there's not many patrons in here as you kind of take a heavy side as you think about everything. And at this
Yeah.
moment, we're gonna go ahead and take a 5-minute break. That way we can go to the bathroom, get more water and all that kind of stuff. So please go ahead and enter into chat Vamp if you want to be entered in for a giveaway to win a die from Umbral Oculus. It's an amazing sanguine die, as you can see there, and it's beautiful and
I threw it.
wonderful. You also have to be
What'd it
following.
land on?
Actually, it landed on a 19, so we're not doing too bad, you guys.
Yeah, you also have to be following her dice shop Instagram in order to win. So keep that in mind. Go give her a follow. She's an amazing indie content creator and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a break right now, and we'll see you soon. And they can now hear us. Perfect. Welcome back, everyone.
I got
Hello.
Hey.
Hope you guys are all doing well. Let me make sure everyone looks good. Ashley, Quinn, Reginald, Susie, and no, you're good. You're good. I figured out. You're totally good.
Say my
you
name.
only enhance things. You don't ever hinder them. So remember that.
Thanks,
Bond
I
plays.
appreciate it.
So to reset the room, this is Phoenix by Night, which is a Vampire the Masquerade mini series. Leaning heavily on comedy to bring a little bit of lightheartedness to this world of darkness and everything like that. And our main character is Susie McLeod, who has unexpectedly saved a group of anarchist vampires, and in return, they have embraced her into this to walk, nightlife forever, for all eternity. And yes, so she is conflicted heavily about her situation because her primary goal was to raise enough money to get the stuff she needs to finish her cosplay and to own the Cosplay Masquerade at Phoenix Comic-Con. And now suddenly she's being invited to fight in the Civil War with one of the revolutionary leaders, Stormbringer. However, still conflicted, she decided to go back into her work, which is Claire's, that's where she's an assistant manager, to just sort out some things and sort out her thoughts currently. And one more time, we're going to go around the room and introduce everyone. So starting with Valrook.
Hey, I'm Valrook. Most of the time, I'm known as Taryn Hackett. You can catch me on Instagram at Valrook. That's where I share all of my content creator thingies. I stream every Monday on the initiative order in Vault, our Fallout tabletop RPG campaign, and it's super amazing. I will be doing some other projects. We've got Forge of Fate over on Casual's channel. That'll be some Sundays that you should look out for because we're really good at promoting that show. Of course, if you like my dice, and of course, if you enter into the giveaway, you can follow me at UO_dice. That's Umbral Oculus.
And the winner of that giveaway is actually Pond Plays. So good job.
Oh,
Look, you get
Now-
this pretty baby.
All
But
that
yeah,
dice talk.
definitely. But
Now remember-
definitely,
Okay,
yeah.
go-
I was gonna say definitely follow me because I will have another micro sale before the end of the month. So that's dice stuff. Follow me on the other stuff, and we have amazing people doing amazing projects, and you should follow them too.
Perfect. So, Pawn Plays. You just won the giveaway. You're required to follow UO Dice on Instagram. We'll put in the link that we could do so, and then she will
Can
hit
I-
you up.
Can I be awful and make you re-roll the giveaway so that someone else can win it?
Are you sure?
I am. I want.
Uh,
I love your dice. I just feel like someone. I didn't even mean to enter the giveaway.
You actually put Vamp? Yeah.
I
did.
can't enter the giveaway because my computer's over there.
Yeah, no worries. So, Chef Gessie, if you're still in chat, otherwise I'll connect with you later to let you know that you actually won the giveaway. So, good job there, and I'll make sure to reach out to them. So,
Congrats! Yay!
Yeah,
So,
So
message
now-
me on the Instagrams.
Pawn Plays, go ahead and tell us about how amazing you are.
Hey, my name is Pond Plays. I'm Carly, but I go by Pond everywhere. I stream every Monday on Fateful Encounters on here on Twitch. We do 5e. We're currently switching back and forth between a homebrew and Curse of Strahd. I play a barbarian in Curse of Strahd and a sorcerer in our homebrew campaign. Tonight I am playing Dr. Jean B, also known as Dr. Jean Poole, if you speak Slavic. I am a angry, rude vampire lady person who also has premonitions and is kind of sociopathic and is down to kill most people. So here I am. Hey.
And then going over to Reginald.
Oh, hey, it's Jay. What can I say? You know me better as Casual Campbell. All social media is at Casual_Campbell. I do a bunch of TTRPG things. You can find me on my channel where I do variety gaming and Volcania and other D&D things. You can catch me on Gilding Light doing D&D and other things. You can catch me on the Initiative Order doing D&D and all kinds of other things. You can just find me everywhere because I am melding with the internet. And I'm also coming out with my own TTRPG, Deep Breath, an anime experience blended with 5e. It's the greatest experience of nerdisms in the greatest way you can ever imagine. So stay tuned for all that. I am Reginald Xavier Gibson, better known as Reggie Rex, a vampire who's bound by blood and pain to enact blood vengeance on all those that breathe that irrefutable air and sunlight.
Nice. And then going over to Logan.
Why do you keep putting me after? Hi, I'm Logan Hanley, also known as DM Screening. You can find me on Instagram and Twitch, where I talk about all things D&D. My Twitch, I do video gaming as well, and there will be some D&D-esque projects coming very soon with some amazing folks that you see here and other places. Today, I'm playing Quinn Rutherford. He's a dad bod, beer-loving guy who owns a very successful drag queen just blanked out drag queen
Brewery?
bar
Yeah.
in brewery, yes, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. And then going over to Chesh Smiles.
Hello, I am Chesh Miles. I go by Chesh. I mostly hang out on TikTok nowadays because that's where I'm having fun. And also on Instagram and on Facebook as Chesh Miles Cosplay. I am playing Ashley Stormbringer, or Storm, one of the leaders of the revolution.
Yeah. And my name is D'Angelo Murillo. I do a lot of tabletop RPG events, and I have a website called thegeeklife.com, which writes about awesome indie content creators to help promote them. And I'm all about fighting for diversity and inclusion in our geeky community. I host events like these to help get performers paid for their hard work, as well as entertain viewers with something new that they haven't quite seen before. And I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it, because I love this so much, being able to connect with awesome, wonderful, talented people, and to have the chat filled with awesome people as well. So yes, we are now going to go ahead and continue into our adventure. We zoom now into Claire's as you walk in, and you're starting to feel more whole now that you had some blood, as it lingers sort of in your mouth, as you feel more in control of your body, but you still feel extremely hungry. What do you want to do for this brief moment of peace and quiet?
Definitely not wiping down the stupid glittery counter. Um, I think she's going to walk by a mirror.
I
She's
don't.
trying to see if it's true.
Oh, the thing. I think in Vampire the Masquerade, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So you look
she's
over
like,
and you see yourself in the mirror. Yeah.
yeah, she's like doing the like back and forth thing for a second, and like there's like a teeny cross necklace, and she's like touching it, just like it's like
test it
the
out?
stupid, yeah, it's like the stupid little things that she's just kind of like, like at that point she's kind of just.
There are definitely what do you call them, like skylights, where there's giant windows on the ceiling of this mall. And now that the haboob is kind of like passed on a little bit, and there's a brief little bit of sunlight left, whatever touches you does feel like an
Owie.
intense sunburn a bit. Yeah. For an exposed skin.
As soon as I feel that, which I already don't like the sun because I'm super pale, I like kind of jet back to the wall and kind of like am trying to not knock all of the freaking chaos behind me off the wall. I'm just trying to make my way, kind of realizing like essentially like I just lock the cash drawer, and I write a little note that says, "This is my I quit." Like it's like you can tell I went to write "this is my 2 weeks notice," but realize that there's not going to be 2 weeks, and just write like "this is my I quit," and like on like a stupid pink like unicorn post-it, because that's what they have at this place, and just stick it on the cash register to lock it, and put the key like under the counter, like on top of the safe, like where they know to look, kind of a thing, and just kind of like take a deep breath and look around for a second, and like just flip the switch off and kind of my way to the edge, and just like pull the stupid gated thing closed. It's definitely like an hour early, but like since there's nobody in there, she just closes it.
Perfect. So
and yeah.
Reggie and Dr. B, I imagine that you guys are using like Cloak of Shadows or stealthing with your segues around the corner as you are there. So
Reginald can't use segues because that technology is beyond his understanding.
You just
Can
like
I
use
just
this.
take a second to show Reginald, like if you stand on it, and if you lean backwards, you go back. You lean forwards, you go forward. See? And then, ooh, and if you stand straight up, you stop. Isn't that neat?
I can jump nearly 20 feet up into the air, jump across 30.
Fucking valid. Do what you want, Reggie. I'm just trying to help you out.
So meanwhile, Susie, you hear the sounds of heavy boots as Chad is in the area. You can immediately smell his Axe body spray as it burns your nostrils, and you turn over to see him. He looks a little bit different though. He seems more sure of himself a little bit, and he definitely has a weird sort of stance. And he goes, "Hey, Susie, how's it going?"
Good. I just actually turned in my notice, and I think I'm gonna get a new job. So I'm just kind of closing up early. Had enough of Deborah's stuff. So I'll see you later, Chad. Okay?
So Chad doesn't quite let you go as you go to move to somewhere else, and he kind of like stands in your sort of way as he goes like, "Listen, right, understand you want to quit your job immediately, and what are you planning to like move to? What are you planning to do at all? Is there,
I mean,
you don't look as
money's
sick
not-
anymore. Is it?
Well, money's not really an issue because I live with my Nana, and I told you I was hungover, and like I had a bottle of water. I feel better. I just want to go home. Like this job is super toxic. Like you know that. Like, right? So I don't really care what I do. I just want it to be anything else.
and he kind of you see him look around a little bit. Do you want to do an insight check at all?
Uh, yes, I would. I would like to use my heightened sense a little bit.
Sure. Or
Uh,
so you pop your heightened sense. Uh, the details in the like description for heightened sense should tell you what you like roll or whatever. But
yeah.
if they don't, then I will absolutely have you do a sort of we're gonna say charisma insights sort of check to see if you can interpret what Chad has in his mind, like what he's thinking about.
Okay, because like, if it's not insight, then I probably won't use it. Let's see. It just says raise one of your 5 senses to superhuman levels. Maybe I won't do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna insight. You said.
Yeah, charisma insight.
Charisma insight. Okay. That's not too bad because that's one of the places. By the way, comrades, that's one of the things I'm kind of good at. Just so you guys know. Ha 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 ha. How many do I need to succeed?
2 to succeed. Don't forget your hunger die. What did you get, Susie?
5. I rolled 5.
Uh-huh.
I failed every fucking one and got a bestial failure.
Okay. So
yes.
what happens is that was it the bestial failure on your hunger die?
It just like so on the little app, it just said like I have 0 successes and one of them was a critical failure. And it says bestial failure.
Okay, yeah. So you are
Yeah.
frustrated with the situation as
Chad.
because the way that the sun is angled right now, it's leaning more towards you as he's standing in your path, and the only way around him is to walk into the actual sunlight and everything. And he is frustrating you to no end, to the point where your fangs begin to bare and your eyes go, start to gleam red, and you're getting extremely you're getting extremely aggressive as he immediately goes wide-eyed at you, and you see him from his he has a hand like behind his back, and he whips it out, and it is like a combat knife. It looks like almost like a dagger, like a short sword, but it's like a pretty thick, serious knife, as he seems extremely intent on using it, but is freaked out at this moment. And he goes like, "No wonder you wouldn't sleep with me. You are a vampire. That explains everything." And then
this is new, and then because I took self-defense classes, I would like to try to grab the knife and knee him in the crotch.
Okay, so go ahead and
Can I
do
roll brawl and dexterity?
Absolutely, go for it.
And you have a reroll. You have a reroll.
Yeah, you do have a reroll if you like to.
It would not have saved the other one though, guys.
Yeah, because I was on hunger.
So
yeah.
aware that was...
Reroll. Good job. Who's this? Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
Perfect. So you needed only 2 because he was stunned at this moment, like seeing you.
Normal successes.
So your intent was to grab his knife and then to knee him in the crotch?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you do that good. as you grab his knife, pull it from his hand, as you like hurt his wrist, you like sprain his wrist as you tear it from his grasp, and then you knee him in the crotch as he kind of like doubles over, and then you see him reach over for his like walkie-talkie and sort of yells into it and be like, "She's a vampire! Get her quickly!" As you immediately hear the sounds from the distance of doors being slammed open. The sounds of him shouting were loud enough to the point where Dr. B and Reginald, you guys stop your Segway swaying, and you all of a sudden notice that like there's no real like shoppers in the mall right now, and it's very, very barren, unnaturally so. I guess like Dr. B, you would know better, but Reginald, how old are you?
Reginald is at least over 50, unconfirmed beyond that.
So maybe you know. Yeah, maybe you yeah.
He's been consistently put in torpor to come back and fight, so he has no idea how old he actually is.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I as a doctor, I've stayed up on all of the technologies and have been paying a close attention, so I feel like I would know about malls.
Yeah.
Also, with my cloak of shadows, I can just like remain motionless and be hidden. So
Right.
I was wondering, and it's okay if it's not, this is just me being me. I was wondering if I could just have been standing near the exit door that Susie showed us, but like, was it within Claire's was the exit door to like
It was right near Claire, so it's about 40 feet away from the Claire's entrance. Yeah.
I want to really literally just be standing like right next to it, but just not
Mhm.
be moving and just be watching.
And narratively, you did say you had the cell phone, so if you want to text them, like SOS or like OMFG.
Yeah, so I'll just like pull my phone out of my pocket and I'll just keep looking at Susie and watching, and I'll just be like, pretty sure fuck boy is second what is it, second
Second Inquisition.
Inquisition, thank you. Pretty sure fuckboy second Inquisition need assistance ASAP. And then just a bunch of heart emojis. And then I'll just slide my phone back into my pocket.
Perfect.
And it's full of typos because I didn't look at my phone when I texted it. But
And because of that, there's autocorrect stuff that happens where it's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Mhm.
So Quinn, you do feel a buzz as you are
Hey,
you and Stormbringer.
Watch me jump over this pothole. As I'm trying to jump over the pothole. Segue.
Something about duck boys.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I was gonna
looking, I'm
say,
like-
what about
I'm
duck,
like-
duck bowls?
Duck
Yeah.
bowls
Duck
for
bowls.
sure.
Duck
Duck bowls
bowls
are
are
second
second.
Inquisition.
I think the doctor wants to get duck balls with the Second Inquisition.
That doesn't sound right.
Traitor.
Yeah.
There you go.
It says need help, may need help though, so I think we might need to go
It
with
says need ass. It says need
Need a-
ass.
I mean, I do
need
have a
ass.
neat ass. I do have a neat ass.
So
Neato.
meanwhile,
Mean assistance.
Meanwhile, in the mall, Chad is on the floor, doubled over with the walkie-talkie in his hand as he kind of like lets it fall from his grasp as he reaches over to his ankle and pulls out a small like 6-shooter sort of pistol as he like aims it towards you. And
Can I kick him in the face?
it's up to you. So narrative or RP a little bit where he kind of like points a gun at you. Now I'm gonna do this. Why don't you roll a composure check?
Okay.
Composure and we'll say etiquette or what have you, to see if, because you just became a vampire, you don't know if bullets can hurt you, you don't know much about this,
Yeah.
so a gun pointed at your face would freak you out unless you can keep yourself together. But he in this moment will go like, I'm sorry you have to go out this way, Susie. Like I never in a million years thought that you would have been like one of them, like a leech, a bloodsucker. And
I growl at him as this is a bestial failure. I growl. This is fucking new, and like you ever had a fucking chance. And I feel like as this is bestial, she's just gonna do that, and her teeth are like bared, and she's terrified, and she's just gonna lunge at him.
perfect. That works perfectly because you are losing your shit as suddenly your strength it knows no bounds. You are leaping over to him in a feral like manner that's freaking him out as he will shoot you and you will try to attack him. So what's going to happen now is that you and him are going to roll initiative. So it's going to be roll a d10 and then add your wits
Okay.
score. Yeah. So he
And
will do the
confirming
same.
Reginald would not have enough time to intervene.
You guys can roll initiative as well
Wonderful.
for this. Yeah.
It's
9, 10, 13.
Yes.
what was the initiative
Yes.
again? I'm sorry.
1d10 plus whatever you have for wits.
Okay.
And he got a 5, so
Take that, Chad.
good
Although I
job.
don't know if I'm supposed to roll. I'm in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
you
with the segue.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You guys can roll because you guys won't be involved right now.
Okay.
But after hearing the gunshot, you guys know that something's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Reginald
okay,
has an 11.
okay. Reginald has 11. Susie, what was yours?
14.
14. Dr. B.
Wait, no, 13.
I got 1 success.
Oh no, sorry. What was this overall score?
Oh, I'm a goober. Let me actually roll. I'm sorry. 1, 2,
No worries.
3, and then do we count hunger dice in there or no?
Nope. It's just gonna be a 1d10
Perfect.
plus whatever you have for wits.
Oh my god. Okay, dice, go off then. 18, 19, 24.
24. Jesus. Okay. So, what was the result of the highest d10 that you rolled?
It was 10.
10. Okay, perfect. So you got a 10, and I think you have. What do you have for wits? Is it two
My
dots or
wits is 2 dots.
2 dots? Okay. So there we go. Perfect. And then Chad got a 5. And then Quinn, what was yours?
Quinn got a, oh god, math is hard, 12.
Well, dang, you guys are high rollers. All right.
I
Well,
have high wits. It's my high score.
Susie, you are going to go first. So you're going to lunge on this guy. Go ahead and describe what you're trying to do to him, and then what to your attribute and your skill that you want to use.
Okay, what I'm trying to do is move swiftly because while she's decently strong, she's not used to it yet. So she's just trying to move like her right to like go around him aiming gun, and then she's just just bearing into him. So like hands to face and shoulder and just like.
And you see your fingernails grow into talons, and your fangs are growing. Yeah.
I'm thinking dexterity and brawl because I'm trying to manhandle him and be fast about it.
Go for it. Yeah.
And I want to eat his face because Chad needs to die. Cool. That's 1, 2. Okay, so that is 4 successes. One of those is on my blood die is a critical.
Okay.
So it's like a bestial success or whatever.
So on the defense, he is going to use dexterity plus athletics. So
it's 4 and the crit.
Yeah, he failed. He got 1 success on that. So you do succeed in this. So you got 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it's a messy whatever because of the crit. It's a messy critical or whatever.
Perfect. So you lay into him as you have no form, you have no sort of discipline or technique. You're just full blown just brawling into him, and your attacks are finding purchase as like you're tearing out chunks of him, and he's bleeding and coughing up blood now as he's like, "I need help, please!" As no, yeah, and you're seeing the blood, and you have like what 2 hunger right now? Yeah,
I'm feeding.
Oh, you're feeding? Okay, yeah. So you're gonna knock down a hunger die. So you're gonna go back down. Now, if you kill him, you're gonna go down to full blown no hunger, but you will get a stain on your humanity, meaning that you'll be a little bit more feral until you resolve that sort of situation. So he is now going to try to. Oh no, sorry. It is not his turn yet. We're gonna go all the way over to Dr. B.
Awesome. I am going to take a picture of Susie, and I'm going to send it to the group chat, and I'm going to be like, look how proud. But seriously, fucking help me. And I will be looking at my screen this time. And then I'm going to walk over in my clacky heels across the floor. So it's just like that, but like power walk, like that hot, like I'm a vampire and shit's about to get real. Clack, clack, clack. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna just let Susie do her thing because she seems like she's really got Chad covered. But I'm gonna I would like to crush the walkie-talkie.
Perfect. No roll needed. You walk over to it and smash it immediately.
Perfect. And then if I could just pull out my sweet 9mm that I stole from the Second Inquisition, and then turn my back to Susie to let her have privacy, and then I'm just gonna sort of like prepare myself.
A first feeding is very important in a young vampire's
life. It's very important. It's very intimate. She needs to do what she needs to do, and I'm gonna let her do that. And then while I'm standing there with my gun pulled out, I'm gonna be like, Rex, I'm sure you can hear me wherever you are. I hope you're ready, friend. We have company incoming. And then I'm just gonna sort of like hold my gun and like,
behind you just hear
yeah. And on the ceiling, on his Segway, upside down is Rex. Da-da-da, okay, so
I've mastered the Segway.
Exactly,
on the ceiling.
So oh my god. So we're gonna say with your heightened senses, you passively can hear the sounds of at least 4 other people that are like rushing over to you guys in their own Segways. Yeah, and
Segways.
So the next one is going to go over to Quinn, who got a 12. So you get the text message, you see the picture as she's like mauling someone. Yeah, you see a
To show
piece
the
of his
picture and be like, the kid's got it.
Nice.
a piece of Chad's nipple is in her hand, and like as she's like feeding on it.
I knew my hunch wasn't that off.
Being on the Segway, can I drive the Segway over to Stormbringer, have her hop on my back, and then Segway into the mall?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Because I gotta like
Yeah.
the deepest part of me is telling me to protect Stormbringer at all costs, but the other part of me is like cavalry charge on a Segway. Yes,
Perfect. So you
Valkyrie.
yeah.
yes.
So you guys
put my phone on speaker and
or Spotify, yeah. So you rush in to here. So you make your way through the Segway, you use the handicap access, and then it like opens for you, and then you use the ramps to get through, and you find the scene of everything that's happening as all of you are on Segways, and except for Chad and Susie. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, or is that it?
I think that's a lot. I think so. Yeah, that'll be
Sure, that's completely
Yeah.
fine. Okay. After that, it's gonna go over to Reginald. You were on the ceiling with your Segway, staring at. You see 4 people also on their Segway with automatic rifles on their backs, as they seem very green, very fresh faced, but still Second Inquisition. It seems like
How far are they?
they're going to be about 80 feet from you. Yeah, and they have not noticed you at this time. Or do you have any stealth or any weird stuff like that?
I have no special ability. I just have really high stealth.
Okay. We're gonna say that you were like hiding behind a light fixture. Is yeah.
That works because then I guess 80 feet. I don't think I can cover 80 feet in one like round of movement.
It's up to you. You can segue over on the ceiling above them and then drop down onto them or something like that.
If that's then, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna maintain the ceiling, go all the way through, and I am going to drop on top of one and throw him at another one.
Okay. So you abandon your segue as you're like, "Caw!" And then you're attacking one of them. So go ahead and give me that roll for that one person.
All right, we're gonna roll that. That is 9 successes.
Oh yeah, you beat him. He even got a crit too.
Jesus.
Yeah, he had 3 successes, so you win. So you just like drop on him doing damage, and then you pick him up and throw him into someone else?
Yup.
Okay. And that was 9 successes. So yeah, we're gonna say you like shatter his spine or something like that as you like drop onto him, and then you pick up his like lifeless flailing body and then throw it into his homie. The homie will try to dodge. He is on a segue that gives him a bonus. And that is that's a failure. Okay, cool. But those are 3 successes. So go ahead and roll again for that throw.
All right, we're gonna roll that. That is 8 successes with a messy crit.
Okay. So yeah. So you maybe like bare your fangs, you growl, you like are super brutal, and sure enough, the dead lifeless body gets thrown into another Second Inquisition member that flails off his segue, and then we're gonna say it just smashes his head into the wall and takes off a chunk of it, and there's blood splattered on there. As the other guys are like, Jesus Christ! And then
if it's possible, I would like to use my one of my rouse abilities.
Okay, go for it.
Which is a spark of rage. Pretty much, they're gonna just want to fight everyone that they can see in close range to them. I can incite essentially awe or dread. So I'm gonna incite dread into them, and I can make them turn on each other rather than my friends.
I will hold off on that because you did a lot during your turn, and we'll do that at the beginning of your next one. So going over to I'm sorry, Stormbringer, what was yours? What was your
I was a 10.
Oh, you were a 10. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, you would go right now. So...
Okay, that's what I thought. So it was all good.
Okay, perfect. Go for it.
So there's the guy that just got knocked over. There's one more, right? That's still standing.
There's 2 more on their segways, fleeing from Reginald as they're like at full segway speed.
Oh crap! I'm not on. Well, I guess I'm faster than a Segway on foot, wouldn't I be? So,
Yes, yeah.
So I'm gonna go after one, and I'm gonna try and grab like the back of his shirt and pull him off the Segway.
Okay, so you head over to one of them as he did not notice you because he's looking back at the gore and the horror of this vampire landing on one of them, breaking their spine, throwing them into someone else, and like So you're gonna go ahead and roll whatever you think would apply most. You can do strength versus strength and brawl, or strength and melee if you have a melee weapon.
Strength
Or
and athletics.
sure, that's fine.
I'm like chasing and having to grab hand-eye
Yeah, that's
coordination.
totally cool.
Okay, so wait, what did I say? Strength or dexterity?
It's up to you. Strength or dexterity, whatever you think is more appropriate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with strength and athletics, which makes it 5 that I have to roll. And I have my blood dice.
You need 6 or above to count as a success.
I failed.
Okay.
Oh wait,
so-
I can't. If I re-roll, I can only re-roll 1. I can't re-roll my whole
Correct.
hand.
So you do have willpower. So what you can do is you can give in to the beast, which is like your feral vampiric side more, by re-rolling like another die. So you can do that up to I think 3 times per turn or something. So do you want to use your re-roll from chat, or do you want to do anything?
No, because I got a 2. I got 2 2s. I got a 3. I got a 0, and I got a 5.
No, 0's fine. 0's a crit.
Zero's
Yeah.
a crit.
Oh.
Success.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so I got a 0
Perfect. So
on my blood dice or on my
on
hunger
your hunger?
dice.
And I
Okay,
will
so-
say, if you spend willpower, you can re-roll up to 3, but you don't have to spend willpower each die. So 1 willpower equals up to 3 die.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, yeah, I'll re-roll my low ones.
So
then.
put a line through one of your willpower boxes, and that'll just mean that you are growing more feral. Not super feral, but like, yeah.
Enough. Okay. Let me move my other ones. 6 and 2 more zeros.
Perfect. That's great. So on your hunger die, you did get a crit, so it is a messy critical.
Yeah.
So which means that you you're gonna brutally murder this guy. Can you please describe how you tear this person apart?
So my plan was to just, grab him and throw him off the Segway and continue our fight. But I'm getting a little too into it, and my hand goes into the back of him, and I'm gonna grab I'm gonna bust up his spine too, and then I'm
Perfect.
gonna throw him completely over the back, like not even looking. Can I have him go in a trash can like I did like a
You had so many successes. Yes,
Trick-
absolutely.
yeah,
So,
like a trick shot. So I toss him over the head back, and he lands head in a trash can, bleeding
Perfect.
out. The end.
And then after that, it's gonna go ahead and go to, I think everyone went. So now it's gonna go to Chad. So Chad and his like one remaining friend, as he like looks over to Susie and holds a gun to her, and then and pulls the trigger. So how this works is that Susie, you're gonna roll your dexterity and your athletics to try to dodge, and then he's gonna roll his stats for firearm and dexterity. Which
Dexterity and what now?
dexterity and athletics.
Okay.
And he got 4 successes for this.
That's good. Good for Chad.
He's like, I'm competent. I knew it.
So dexterity and athletics is successful without one. How many then I'm just gonna. How many successes do I need to beat then?
You need to beat 4.
Or
So you gotta meet it or beat it. Oh God.
3 successes and then 1 critical success on my hunger die.
Okay, good. Perfect. So it's a messy success. So what happens is that you turn full blown like feral as your eyes go red, your veins turn black and everything, and you're just completely savage as he goes to shoot you, and he's like, he should have shot you. It was pointed in the right direction. He had a good grip on it and everything, but as the bullet left his gun, you end up finding like immense speed as you just like dodge out of the way, and it hits harmlessly into the wall. Or shatters the window of Claire's and all that kind of stuff. And he just looks to you with horror in his eyes as he sees his buddy Tim, who like was 2 days away from retirement, get thrown into a trash can and like dies horribly. So
Yeah, I just picture the bullet like going wide into like Claire's and like taking out the display that I just fixed, and I'm just like,
yeah, right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
after that, it's gonna be Darren, who's the last, who's the other guy in the Segway. As you're like, oh my god! So he gets off of his Segway and looks over to Quinn, and then takes out his assault rifle, and then unloads on Quinn, trying to hit you.
Yeah,
So you're gonna need to
do
do your dexterity plus athletics.
Okay. So I get a bonus because I'm on a Segway.
Sure. Go ahead and add one more D10.
Dexterity plus, what'd you say? Athletics?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's only that many. Cool. Oh no.
So he got 4 successes.
4 successes. Oh man.
Womp womp.
Oh no. I'm gonna willpower that.
Go for it. Yeah.
Did you already
And
use your reroll?
I did not use my reroll, but I have 2 successes and I need 2 more. Like I only rolled 4 dice, so I need 2 successes. And that's okay, question. Can I use my reroll on the last die, or does it stand?
You can use reroll. That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna use the reroll on the last one. So I have 3 successes right now, so I need a 6 or higher on this last one. It's a 5. So I
Okay, no worries.
fail.
So what happens is that you try to dodge, and you're using your willpower, meaning that you are like abandoning the Segway completely and turning feral as you're like, oh shit, as you like lean more into the beast. But it's not enough, as maybe you trip, maybe the Segway betrays you and snatches on your foot, as it slows you down just enough, and some of the bullets impact, piercing your clothing, and you're going to take 3 superficial damage. So you're going to put a line through your health. So for those 3 boxes. So what that means is that superficial damage is like, yeah, bullet wounds kind of bruise you and they kind of hurt you a little bit. You can heal from it, no problem at all. Aggravated damage is something that is like serious. So at least for these like shots, it does impact you, but not anything devastating.
Did I recover that one from when we were in the car chase?
Yes, you did recover from that.
Okay.
Because you rested.
Okay. Cool.
So you hear Chad be like, the silver bullets, you need the silver bullets, as Darren looks like, oh shit, as he is like unloading his rifle to pull out his like silver bullets and everything. So going to back into the rotation is Susie. You're right near Chad, who's trying to give advice to his homie.
I would like to, like, basically, to watch my mouth, cat slap the crap out of Chad across the face to shut him up.
Okay, go for it. Whatever you think would work. Strength, dexterity, athletics,
Quick like
brawl.
bunny. Quick like bunny, so dexterity and brawl. It's all my
Go for it.
self-defense. It's all, like, slapping and, like, crotch kicking
You
moves.
warm the hand and then you strike.
It's all, yeah. It's all those moves. We're gonna, you know what? My dice keep betraying me. I'm gonna use the roller on here because it doesn't betray me. Great. I got 4 successes.
You got 3, so you win. So 4 successes will stop Chad in his tracks. Do you want to kill him? Do you want to
I want to
knock him out?
I would say she probably just knocks him the heck out. Like, I don't think, like, because it's still Susie, like, and she's still got a lot of the humanity, I don't think she kills him. But she knocks the P Wango out of that Chad, to where, like, she slaps him and, like, a tooth goes flying, and then his face, like, hits that stupid yellow tile that all of the malls have, and he just, like, lays there, like.
Perfect. He did exactly as you said. So he's unconscious and out of the fight as his gun like scatters harmlessly to the ground.
I chase the gun.
You do have the gun in your possession now, as you kind of like, you can feel a bit of almost an allergic reaction from your skin from touching or being near whatever's inside of the gun, which you can kind of see as like silvered bullets. So he was aiming to kill essentially. So after that, it's going to go over to Dr. B. So there is one person alive who is like shooting for on his or reloading his weapon with silver bullets that just hit Quinn.
I would like to try and jump onto his back and tear his throat out with my teeth.
Perfect. So he is terrified, so he's gonna get one less die in his dice pool. So go ahead and do whatever you think. Strength, dexterity, and whatever else.
I'm gonna do dexterity and athletics, if that's okay. So that's 3.
He has one success. As he's fumbling with his ammo, and he's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!"
Okay, and then so I have 2 successes, and then I have 2 successes on my blood die as well, but no critical anything. So
So you barely succeed, which means that you do jump on him and you do sink your teeth in, but it's not murdering him. It's just like hurting him as he's like freaking out now.
I want to like wrap my legs around his waist, like, and have my arm, like one arm on his head and one arm on his shoulder, and I'm just like buried face deep in his neck.
That works. You're making his life harder for him. So
That's the goal.
after that, it's gonna go over to Quinn.
How far away is he?
He's about 20 feet from you now.
All right, so I'm gonna run over there, and then I'm gonna pull out as I'm doing it. I'm gonna pull out one of my empty beer bottles, and I'm sure he's yelling and screaming. So I'm gonna shove the beer bottle into his mouth and then uppercut his jaw into the beer bottle to shatter the beer bottle in his mouth. Because
Okay.
I haven't done anything brutal yet today, so why not?
So we're gonna say you get one more dice to your dice pool because of the assistance from Dr. B. So go and assemble your dice pool, and he's gonna roll his, which are measly 2 dice, and he fails.
3 plus 1, 2, 3 plus blood die. Oh God! All right, so this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yeah, you absolutely succeed. As he doesn't know whether he should try to get Dr. B off of him or to shoot you, but he tries to aim to shoot you, but then he didn't finish reloading his weapon, so it just does nothing. As you get to him, go for it.
I also have lethal body, which allows my unarmed attacks to do aggravated health damage to mortals, and it ignores 1 level of armor per potence, so it ignores 2 levels of armor.
Perfect. So with those 5 successes, you murder him as you uppercut him so hard that his jaw breaks, his skull shatters, and he goes limp as he passes out. And you do hear on their comms on the radio being like, we're sending a second squad. Just hold out as long as you can. We're sending everyone we can. Over. And then
I go to high five the doctor.
high five.
Susie is taking that knife that was in Chad's hand, and she like shears off his eyebrows.
That's really
Perfect.
sweet.
Love it.
I high five while I'm still feeding though. Like I'm just like
Pockets.
Yeah. So reduce your
Pocket the
hunger
knife.
to 1 unless you want to murder him. And then oh no, he's dead. Yeah, never mind. So
Yeah, he does dead.
you didn't cause him to die, so you won't get a stain, but yeah. So what happens is that combat has ended. As these guys seem pretty fresh, they seem pretty green. Most of them. It was probably that one of the guys who Stormbringer murdered, who was 2 days away from retirement, was mostly like a pencil pusher for the Second Inquisition, like from accounting or something like that, who got transferred right beforehand. So, anyways, you guys have succeeded, and Susie is covered in blood that is not her own and has a gun as she's like, ah! What would you guys like to do?
Like holding it like this because it burns, kind of.
Okay, there. Yeah.
Storm. I suggest you take everyone and get out. I will distract them and meet you later.
Thank you very much, Reggie. Let's get out of
we
here.
could all
guys.
go. Okay.
So
You're
would
not
you like
calling
to
the shots, my darling.
would you like to pile into Quinn's Land Rover?
Yes.
Like we're taking the segways.
Yeah, we take the segways to the Land Rover. We all step off
Reggie
the
can keep a segue too.
before
I
we
use
leave.
fleetness and I'm running.
Before we leave them all, but after Susie leaves the area, I would like to shoot Chad in the head and make sure that he's dead. Like,
Okay, perfect.
We don't leave.
He
evidence.
almost
Atta girl.
came back
Double
as
tap.
an arch nemesis. Da-da-da. Sure. You head over and it's just like
Just
shoot
like
him in the head.
pop, pop,
Yep.
and then
And he's dead. Then you just drop the gun, and then yeah. So you head over. Do you want to keep the gun with the silver bullets, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it, like, just like I don't know what to do with it, but I'm holding it, but it kind of burns, so I just kind of keep like flinging it around, like, look at what I found, guys.
Perfect. So Dr. B, we'll say that you grabbed one of the assault rifles and some cartridges filled of like silver bullets, and then you guys get into the Land Rover and you guys head off. As Susie, you're kind of having a little bit of a panic attack as you've never really gotten into too many fights in your life, and especially not that brutal or bloody. Would you guys like to do anything to console her in this time?
No,
As
I'm
Taylor
gonna
Swift
ask
is
if
playing.
she had fun.
So we were able to make it to the Land Rover before anybody else showed up
Correct. Yeah.
and get away. Oh, cool. Then Reggie didn't actually have to stand by. Cool. So Reggie did.
You're like
catch up.
still in the wall waiting for them.
I text Reggie on the new burner phone we gave him.
come on, Reggie.
Like size
Got
25 font.
and then just chucks it down the mall and
Yeah. There you go.
You have to keep
Perfect.
buying him new burner phones because he throws them every time he gets a text.
Exactly.
Oh,
got
man.
it.
He yells the reply and chucks it in our
I
direction.
understand.
Yeah.
Got it. On my way.
So you guys get into Land Rover and drive off. Someone gave Pawn Plays 3 rerolls, so thank you again for that. We're coming to the end of the session though, so we'll make sure to transition those over to the next
Thanks.
actual session. So we really appreciate that. Money at the end of the night will get split evenly. So thank you again for your donation tips and everything. So you're in the Land Rover. You're driving away. What would you guys like to do to say or consult Susie?
Well,
Reggie's going. Oh,
Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna go. You go first. It's fine.
Reggie was going to be a softie just one last time, and was going to take one of his, like, because he has 2 jackets layered, so he takes his under jacket to kind of put it around Susie, and takes one of the handkerchiefs, like it's a soup. You could tell it's like old times, and kind of starts helping remove some of the blood from the claws, and kind of trying to dab the mouth. The first one's always the toughest to deal with.
Yeah. Like staring like down kind of at the floorboard, noticing the stain on the back of the seat, wondering how it got there because it's not blood colored, it's kind of white, and it could be like ice cream or something, or like that's where her brain is going is like she's just
Hyperfixating.
like,
Yeah.
were there kids in this car? I wonder, does they have kids? You know, like just going that route of like.
All right. And then Dr. B, would you like to say anything, or are you just currently driving?
I don't know if me or Quinn is driving since it is Quinn's Land Rover. Like I don't
That is
wanna-
true.
Are you proficient at driving?
I am. I have 2 marks in my driving skills.
Yeah,
so,
you could
like,
you could drive that.
I'm
You could
pretty
drive
good
that.
at it.
It's funny. Reginald can drive. Oh,
Fucking Reginald drive. And Reginald's like, I used to drive these old trucks, and there was you could shift up here. So while I'm driving, I'm just going to turn around and I'm gonna look at her, like just give her one of those back glances, and I'm like, suck it up, child. It gets worse. And you didn't even kill that one. I had to do it for you. And then I'm just gonna like turn the radio up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna keep driving.
Sounds of Taylor Swift increase.
Yeah,
Say that-
screaming, crying, perfect storms.
Did she just say Oh.
Yeah, well, that was a taste of vampire hunters for you.
Hmm.
How are you feeling
Are
about
they-
standing alone still?
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I like that idea so
Yeah.
much.
I didn't think so. Standing against them with us will be your best bet for survival.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally get that.
I know you're caught up on your, what did you call it? Cosplay?
Cosplay.
and
that-
the lopping.
Yes.
I don't
is that
do
what
the
your
LARP.
mind
That
currently
no,
is?
I don't LARP the. I do. No, I'm
You're still thinking about the costume.
a little bit. Yeah, but
Well,
I mean, like that was. I mean, that was kind of cool, because, like, I don't usually. I kind of skip PE a lot. So like that was kind of cool, but and like I don't want to be alone because like if a bunch of Chads are gonna be like following me around, but like it, you know, like the cosplay thing is really important.
So, Dr. B, you suddenly get a premonition while driving, which is extremely dangerous because you cannot see the road in front of you.
I'm
You
just
are
like,
away from the
Mm.
Grab
away
the
from the
wheel.
present.
I was gonna say who's gonna grab the
You're-
wheel?
Yeah, you're no
I
longer in the
grabbed the
present.
wheel.
You're in the future. As you see a series of events that unfold, all to your guys' demise. If Susie is welcomed into your sort of like revolution at this current moment, because you guys are found by the sheriffs and the deputies, you are like found by the Camarilla, and then you are killed and burned at the stake, sort of thing. So you can see a future, however, that you guys survive if you kick her out of the car like immediately and drive off without her.
Perfect. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. I know that like I snap back to it and I see that Quinn is holding the steering wheel. So I'm gonna turn around in the seat in the car and I'm gonna grab Susie by the throat. And I would like to try and like pop the door open with my foot and just huck her out the side of the door. Or like get
Sure.
the window down. Anything I can do to just get her out of the car.
Because she was already emotionally like distraught, go ahead and give yourself a +1 to or sorry, a one more die to
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
And your
So
strength or dexterity, whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna do dexterity. Can I do dexterity and athletics?
Sure, that's
Okay,
fine.
cool. So that's 5, 7.
Well, I was gonna tell her about the Camarilla, but guess
Yeah,
not.
I was gonna
Sorry,
say I
here
wanted
we
to
By
say
the
one
way-
thing before she left.
While
but
that-
that's
like,
okay.
while that
Yeah,
hap-
like
I had one
go do
piece
your
of
cosplay,
advice
but
left,
join
but
us.
it's okay. Yeah.
Bye. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
so
let you be
that's-
free.
Are we
Can I-
still moving?
Can I
I think it depends on Dr. B what she wanted to do. So if you guys came to a stop, or if you're traveling at 65 miles per hour or 75 miles per hour and just like kicked
It's
her out.
Phoenix. It's 90.
Oh yeah,
the
no,
better
I'm
question
is-
fully just
the
kicking
better
her
question
straight the
is-
fuck out of the car right now.
when she
We
went into
probably
her
would have a
premonition-
minute to talk, right? Because like during the premonition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does her foot?
Yeah, so we'll
Hit
say
the-
that before Dr. B acts, go ahead and finish the RP, because once Dr. B acts, there's no going back.
Yes.
The scene is cut,
I'll-
and then so Quinn, Reginald, Stormbringer, is there anything you'd like to say to Susie while she's having this premonition? Dr. B's having
Yes,
this
I
premonition.
just wanted to revisit the topic of the aristocrat vampires that I mentioned. They are the Camarilla, and they don't really like us because we stand against everything they stand for. And we're trying to dismantle their leadership, and then we can all go on our own path, so, unhindered by their ancient ways. So you join us, and you'll have your freedom from their tyranny and your own life eventually. Finish your cosplay, and then join us and change the world of vampires.
So they're like that guy that, you know, not to name names, but that guy that wears really ugly suits and has bad greasy hair and looks like he smells like mothballs that runs our country.
Hmm.
And the current lore in this world of darkness, this alternate universe, is that Ted Cruz is acting president right now.
God, I hate that
I
so
forgot.
much.
It hit me. I'm like, oh man.
That's why I said that.
Yeah.
So
That's why I said that.
I got 3 successes and then a critical success on my blood die or my hunger die.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go to Quinn next, really
Cool.
quick.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach into my fanny pack as one hand on the wheel as we're driving, pull out a beer, and look back at Susie and say, "Knock, knock."
Yeah. Who's
Well,
there?
that's depressing. Double buck, and I'll hand her a knock, knock double buck, another one of my signature ales, and then as I hand it to her, I'll say, "For real though, kid, follow your passion. The fight will be here when you're done." And that's all.
Reginald?
Just know, the streets are always watching. If you ask for the help from a specific type of friend, people can be around to aid you. Just follow the sense of cold.
Perfect. Now, Susie, would you like to respond to anyone before we move to the next scene? And Dr. B, you will be able to say something to Susie as well if you're like, here's a piece
Perfect.
of advice, and then you're like, yeah. So,
Well, honestly, like, I'm kind of sick of people pushing other people around and telling them how they should look and how they should act and what they should and shouldn't do because, like, that's what they want for themselves. And I think people should be able to be who they are and live their fucking life. And if somebody wants to get in their way, then I think we should stop them.
See, I knew she'd fit in.
As long as I
And-
can cosplay.
and now, Dr. B, what would you like to say before you violently throw her out of the vehicle?
Great. So I just want to iterate. The whole time everyone is having this talk with her, I'm like unbuckling my seatbelt and like pushing it up, and then I just sort of turn and I like pat Quinn on the arm and I'm like, hold the wheel for me for just a second, sweetheart. And then I'm gonna turn around and I'm just gonna be like, I'm so sorry. It's nothing personal. I actually kind of liked you. And then I'm just gonna huck her out of the fucking car. Like there's no advice. There's no love. There's nothing. It's just be fucking
And what was your successes?
so I got 3 success and then 1 critical success on my hunger die.
Oof. All right. So it's a messy critical. So you violently throw her out of this vehicle as she is like touched emotionally. She's like, I feel safe with you guys. And then suddenly, as
I did apologize to her though. I made
Exactly.
eye contact while I said I was sorry for what I was about to do.
So you'll take 4 superficial damage, where you have like road rash and your Jico jeans are scuffed up and everything like that as you roll to a stop, as like cars are driving by and freaking out and like slowing down for you and everything like that. But the bottle is fine. It's like somehow super crisp and cold.
Holds it to
Yeah.
her chest.
Exactly. And yeah, so it's at this moment that everyone sort of like assumingly freaks out on Dr. B in the car, but then you see that there are a group of like vampires that pull up right in a car next to Susie and then try to get out, and you immediately recognize that's the local sort of Baron and his, or not the Baron, but like the sheriff and the deputies that you're trying to evade, and you're like, oh, got it. Like so they immediately stop for Susie. Had she still been in the car, they would have stopped you guys, and it would have been a whole mess of chaos. So Susie, like, no, I would have killed them all. So Susie, you have road rash and everything like that as a car pulls up to you, slams on its brakes, and you see 4 individuals get out, and they go, Susie McLeod?
Maybe?
As you do see this, one person steps forward. He's about like 6'2" or so, and he has a cowboy hat and everything. And he goes, well, you've been officially summoned by the Baron. Welcome to Vampirehood. You're being charged with illegal vampirism. So you're going to have to come with us.
What the hell is... Okay. Back up there, cowboy. Ow. What's a baron? And excuse you?
And he kind of goes like, you know why you like
what's
run...
that over there? And she turns to try to run.
Get her. And
Like-
you just get like tackled to the ground and be like... And they just like beat the shit out of you for a little bit, and then they like
Yeah.
put you in the car.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're gonna end it right here. So with our first episode of Phoenix by Night, I want to thank everyone for watching. We really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this like silly, wacky vampire adventure and everything. We're gonna go around the room and we're gonna have everyone tell where they can be found and what they do that makes them amazing and incredible. So we're going to start off, we're going to go opposite rotation. So we're going to go to Chesh Smiles.
Oh boy, I'm first. So you can find me mostly on TikTok at Chesh Miles. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, I had lots of fun. Thanks for putting up with my weak roleplay skills.
You're fine. You're great.
Girl,
Really
please.
great. And
Come on.
keep in mind, so how Phoenix by Night works is that we have a huge cast of people. So every week, people are going to change, except for for Taryn Hackett, who is Susie McLeod. However, Stormbringer, which was played by Chesh Smiles tonight, will appear in the 5th episode, in the final episode. So she will be returning, and hopefully everyone gets to return. If there's a season 2, if everyone likes it and everything like that, we get to come back for more and all that. So it should be pretty cool. So yeah, it's super exciting. So going over to Logan.
Okay, thank you for letting me go before Jordan. That's the rest of my time. No, I'm Logan Hanley. You guys can find me on Twitch and Instagram at DM_screening. Instagram, I do a lot of D&D stuff. Twitch, I play video games, and eventually soon doing some D&D stuff. Yeah, follow me or don't, but thank you for watching. It was a great time.
Do follow him. Absolutely follow him. And all right, going over to Casual Campbell.
Greetings, everyone. It's Jay. What can I say other than I'm Casual Campbell? You can find me on all social media at casual_Campbell, where I do Twitch, Instagram, mostly Twitter, and all kinds of content creation from TTRPGs, variety gaming, writing, storytelling, and everything in between. You can catch me on the Initiative Order, Gilding Light, anywhere that the internet allows me until they tell me to stay home. I'm all over the place, and most importantly, I'll be on the label of my own book, my own TTRPG, Deep Breath, which is a 5e compatible experience, which is a retro-futuristic high fantasy setting inspired by Shonen Jump manga and Japanese RPGs, all through that amazing experience where you get that DBZ, Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto Shippuden, and so much more, but in the experience of a 5e tabletop setting. And I'll be having some playtests rolling out for DMs to bring to their table starting next month. So be on the lookout for that and stay in contact to get your own experience of the deep breath. And as we let that exhale, spread the love.
Perfect. And then going over to Pond Plays.
Hey friends, I'm Pond Plays. I'm Carly. I go by Pond everywhere. Pond Plays Games. I'm mostly active on Instagram. I stream every Mondays on Fateful Encounters here on Twitch. We stream 5e. We rotate games every Monday, and we're going to be coming up with some really new, exciting things and trying to become a little bit more diverse. Exciting things to come. And I am just super excited that I got to play this game with all these wonderful people. That was fantastic. It was nice to meet a lot of you for the first time, and it was so nice to play a new system.
It was worth the anxiety, you know? It was worth the stress.
The anxiety came in, and then we started playing, and I was like, oh, it's role play.
Yeah, it's...
We're fine.
Yeah. Got it. Perfect.
We're fine.
And then Valrook?
So Taryn Hackett, you can catch me on the Instagram at Valrook. It's where I post nerdy things. I'm a crafting DM a lot of the time, and I'm a dice maker, and you can follow my dice making specifically at UO_dice. Umbral Oculus. The giveaways for Vampire, the Phoenix by Night is me. So be sure to check all of that out. Follow all of those things. Every Monday, I'm on the Initiative Order as Peggy Sue James. In our beautiful Fallout campaign vault. I am in Forge of Fate on Casual Campbell's channel that he keeps forgetting to promote, and that one will be on Sundays. Pay attention to his socials so that you can see when those are going to be occurring.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. It's the next one, and it's super steampunk and super amazing. Coming up in August, I have some fun news that'll be coming out for a personal project that I am working on with the Initiative Order, and it is great, swoopy, dark fun. Cough, cough, our realms, cough, cough. And that'll be a thing. And then, of course, in August, we have to do other things. Logan.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but
you know,
paying
eventually.
attention. I've been very busy lately, guys. And I am working on my own TTRPG system as well. It's just kind of taking a little sidecar because I got so much
Hey, it's all
going
good. Make that
on.
money from dice. You're totally fine. You know?
You're becoming a dice queen, so you got time.
dealer.
You have an excuse.
A dice deal?
A
Ooh, I
dice
like
deal?
that.
Exactly.
It's got a ring to it.
Everybody knows dice is a gateway drug to tabletop RPGs.
You like math
Yes,
rocks?
and we are all
I got your fix.
dice goblins.
Exactly.
Every single one of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
Yes,
pay
Josh.
attention to,
Yes.
the Instagrams. As I expand, things will be on there, and also happy fucking Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yay,
absolutely.
happy
Oh,
Pride Month.
Also, if I may, on that same happy Pride, for everyone else, happy Juneteenth.
Yes.
This is a day
Yeah,
of freedom.
absolutely.
Yes.
And it has been passed to be a holiday, so let's take pride in that across the board, because pride is universal. It is not about the color, it is about the freedom of people.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And then my name is D'Angelo Murillo, and on that same note, I always fight for diversity and inclusion in our community. And I always love putting together events like Homies Helping Homies that puts money in the pockets of hardworking tabletop RPG performers while also giving an entertaining experience to the viewers. I always love hosting these events because it puts fresh faces in like new systems that highlights them, and everyone benefits from everything. So thank you again. So every Saturday for the next 5 Saturdays is going to be Phoenix by Night with a new cast, continuing storyline. Can Susie McLeod finish her cosplay before Phoenix Comic Con? That is the question, and go to the actual cosplay masquerade. So it's going to be pretty cool. So thank you guys again so much. We're going to go ahead and raid someone wonderful, and we hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And we'll see you guys
Good night,
later.
friends.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for
Bye,
watching.
my friends.
Get a beer.
Get a beer.
And perfect. So we've just raided. Let me make sure that raid went through
Yep,
properly.
raid went through.
God.
There it
D'Angelo, holy
is.
shit,
Yeah, there we go.
man.
Perfect.
Second raid. Jeez.
Boy, I love
Broadcast
D'Angelo,
is
how are
intended
you?
for
Oh
mature
my goodness.
audiences.
What were you
Good
playing?
freaking job, D'Angelo.
Thank you so
That
much
was
for the raid.
fantastic.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
D'Angelo.
oh
Great
man,
story.
I was so
killed
stressed
it.
out. I was like, I hope everyone